We're late.
Stop it.
Oh, there we go. All right.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours. I'm like, whoa, this is not that type of stream.
I love it so much. I love this intro so much.
Welcome.
I love that intro.
The Hales. Welcome. How are we all doing tonight?
What about a tramp stamp?
Yeah, right.
Jeremy,
Sometimes they're sophisticated.
Jeremy's
I
going to
already
share
know
his
where she's
story.
going. Don't even.
There was a bunch of those popping up recently, huh?
I do not have a tramp turtle stamp.
He was going to get one because he lost a bet.
I like the spec. What I forgot the word. What's the word? Qualification. Thank you.
There you go.
I like the qualification on that, Jeremy. That's good. That's good.
Ooh, we're going to be small every time we pull up these screens. Hang on. Let me see if we could do a different layout here. Nope, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. What's the one I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Where everyone's zoomed
no,
in.
not that one.
No, not that one. I
Up here.
don't like that one. All right,
Talking about
here we
this
go.
one?
All right. We'll just leave it at this. Hey,
That other
everybody,
one
welcome.
wasn't bad.
This one?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, we can do this. All
That's
right, we'll
not
do
bad.
this.
That's
Yeah,
not
that'll
bad.
work.
I dig it.
Normally we have like 4 screens,
Brianna.
not 5, but
Scoot closer to George.
there you go.
Do I have to? There you go.
If I do, you do. There you go.
Nicholas Raid. Woohoo!
Star
Hey.
Love. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Appreciate the raid.
Little, but you can have
I wonder what time it is in
it'll fit
Sweden.
on your.
About
It
5
is
hours ahead.
3 a.m. or 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m.
Is Nick still doing up?
He's always up. He takes like these 10-minute micro naps throughout the day. He's
Yeah.
always up.
He like does 2 3-hour sleeps in a day instead of 1 6 to 8 hour sleep. Vikings are built different, man. They're just built
I did
different.
I did one of these Lego streams from Sweden, and when we finished, the sun was rising. So I don't know if he's going to stick around for the whole thing, but so what are we building? All?
This has got a green little piece of green.
Hang on.
I will show you as soon as I get done pouring my beer.
This is what I'm building. I'm building Florida Man because I thought that was the most appropriate for this story.
That's so appropriate.
It's called Ray the Castaway, but I think Florida Man is better.
Does it have a
Florida
volleyball?
Man.
Does it have a what?
A volleyball?
No
Wilson.
volleyball.
Wilson.
You should put a turtle head in it.
There you go.
That's what you should do.
That's the other one.
Before this is all said and done, I might have to show you guys my turtles. Show you what healthy turtles look like.
David.
How do we do that?
Yeah.
I think he's trying
Yeah. I'm gonna maneuver stuff. I'm gonna put the Hales up top.
still.
That'll
There we
work.
go.
That'll work.
We were good
Can
at
you
the
put
bottom.
me at the bottom? Put me at the bottom. I'm not
Probably
building.
Better at the bottom.
I am building.
There we
Who is
go.
this? Commander Cody.
Oh, wait,
Commander
that's
Cody.
cute.
He's cool.
it's like a page per piece.
He's cool.
Whatever happened to imagine.
Georgia. Georgia. Well, what are you guys building? What did you pick?
I'm gonna build Monkey Island,
Oh, nice.
Nice.
and there's an
And
But wait,
here's my turtle shell.
there's
There's
more.
gonna be a
wait,
turtle.
wait. Let me hold that up again. That's
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
This is a turtle
was-
shell, but there's more. There's more to him, but that's the turtle shell.
But wait,
That's awesome.
there's more.
There's more.
Here's the water. Here's the water, and then here's the island. Part of the island.
Nice.
Outstanding.
So, how did you guys? So, part of this is an interview, of course. It's not just all building Legos, and I can tell you, I have been watching. Wait, what's that?
We're live, Jeremy. Don't forget, we are live. He can't edit that part out.
You edit that out?
Edit that out. That's going in the next intro.
I didn't know
Are
you went
serious?
live. You went live already? Come on,
We're
get
live.
somebody in the morning.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Oh, that's
I
so
have been
good.
watching. I've watched 3 years of your guys' videos in the past week. on double speed, trying to get caught up on the entire story. I started with you guys moving to Florida, and then with the issue with the neighbors and the property line, and then people dumping cars and the drug dealing going on, and just trying to secure your 70 some acres at the beginning, and then the water bill issue in the city council or the town council, whatever, that disaster. And then I saw the first time Lynette showed up, and you had no idea. You just kind of like mentioned, like, this is a crazy ass woman, but here she is here at the town hall meeting. And what that blew up into is absolutely amazing.
Never in a million years would have thought that we are in the position that we would be in. And, you know, the crazy part is, as many people have already said, hey, Jeremy is at Hales headquarters. Yes, I am at Hales headquarters. And our mayor here in the village that we live in has actually asked us, because of Otter Creek, to start filming our town hall meetings here. And we adamantly said, absolutely not. We want nothing to do with this. We don't ever want to be in these situations again. We don't ever want to film a town hall meeting again. And the only reason why we had to was for accountability. And we want nothing to do with filming town hall or crazy neighbors or, you know, rug dealers or anything like that.
So it was interesting because it starts off with you guys, you asked for a 2-inch pipe. I'm gonna get 2-inch pipe. And then
George asked for a 2-inch pipe, just so we're clear.
Okay. That's not how it's portrayed in your videos, but all right. And then they start charging you a lot more money, so you start complaining about the bill, which seems ridiculous that anybody would use 17,000 gallons in a month. And then it just sort of mushrooms.
Like an Olympic-sized pool.
Yeah, and
probably it's.
But like sometimes you guys aren't even there, and you're using 17,000 gallons, right? And then I love how they're like, "Well, you must have a leak. It's all on you." It's like, okay, doesn't this seem a little absurd? Anyways,
did you see what we did because they said we have a leak?
Oh yeah, you reran everything. I saw that.
Reran all of the plumbing. We cut it from the ground underground, reran it all above inside the ranch house now, and they can't say it's us. And we intentionally did it so they.
This is what I'm building.
It was us.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, everyone would like to know what you all are building, please. Please share with
Florida
the group.
man.
Commander Cody.
Guys,
I forgot what I said.
Jeremy, what are you building?
I searched my shelves for Legos.
Yeah,
movies.
You've got to have some in there.
I'm sad to say that
oh no.
You have no Lego?
For some reason I don't have Ghostbuster Legos. Or
That would have been good. God, now you're going to have every Ghostbuster Lego known to man.
You know what? I do have to be careful what I say.
Oh.
I believe that.
That was
You did promise Ghostbuster Lego. I heard that.
I have a Playmobil Ghostbuster.
This part of it too? I can't remember what I opened. I opened so many.
Well, I imagine that we'll make
I guess we'll just go with it.
an exception tonight
I know
for
this
you.
one is 'cause it's
You
dark.
guys are building, I'm destroying.
I
I see any turtles, they're dead.
Jeremy's just gonna decapitate as many turtles tonight.
Oh,
It's
Carolyn
trying
B
to save
says
them.
Lego heading your way. I don't know. If
Peter's
Carolyn-
going to be on our ass on this stream. I have a feeling.
I am not doing this in order. I am.
How are we going to get Lego to sponsor if we piss off PETA?
Use your imagination. That's what I'm trying to do.
I
can't
promise
believe
you, I've
it's not
already
allowed
pissed
to
off
do that
PETA.
anymore.
It's okay. They'll be all right.
Do I have
Not
any
on
other
Lego.
toys that start with L? Oh.
Lincoln
So
Logs?
there's been some people that have suggested that Lynette was living there before, but she made a Facebook post, didn't she? And then she admitted in documents that she had moved there afterwards, right?
Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, she moved in. She stalked us afterwards. So one of the things she did, and by the way, she has publicly stated that she was viewing the property. She's been watching the property well before we ever got there, which the property was not for sale. I think, George, isn't it? She says she was trying to buy it back in 2018 or something like that.
She said that she was going to leave John because he's so abusive, and she was looking at property by herself.
Back in 2018, right?
Yet, come to find out, in 2018, it was never on sale on the MLS.
Ever. So there's no way she knew about this 1.66 acres in Otter
Not
Creek
without
that
stalking.
nobody knows about. And then we are looking for our business plan, looking for a southern location that's in the middle or the middle of a hub of a wheel of the major cities in Florida. And so we pick Otter Creek based on its location, which is perfect, and the property is perfect. It's just unfortunate that some of the people aren't, but many of the people are. They are precious and perfect. And so once Lynette had actually confirmed that we were there, and the way she did that is I got an email stating, "Hey, I'm your new neighbor. Can you bring your tractor over and move this down tree?" And it was a big tree. And so I can park on my property. And me just wanting to be a good neighbor.
But also included, she was also a fan in that email.
So come to find out, she did not own the property. She had me trespassing on the property, destroying somebody's tree on the property with my tractor. She confirmed, so she stalked, and then she used that incident to confirm that we lived there. She went back to Northport. She put her house up for sale. Once her house sold in, George knows all the dates.
Green pants go with the
So
October, I think, of 21.
it was
October
days. It was
21.
days later when she finally put her house up for sale.
For sale. After she confirmed I was actually there. I was on that property illegally based on her lies to me.
She posted a picture July 18th of 2021 with Jamie, which is the child's godmother. And
is that who that is?
In front of the property, in front of our drive-through sign.
That's also the rug addict who was on a high and was shooting randomly in the neighborhood. And while I was driving down the street, I mean, that could have been the day I died. I mean, there's quite a few opportunities. So at any rate, they go home, put their house up for sale in Northport, and then they purchased the property for way more than it's worth, way more than it's worth as far as current value on the acreage, and in the hopes of trying to get money, promotion, and free labor. And when you come right down to it, she keeps saying, well, she moved to save her baby, which the baby isn't a baby. The baby's a toddler. You don't move a baby with a life-threatening condition even hours and hours and hours further away from doctors.
Well, not only that, the child wasn't born in 2018. The child wasn't born yet.
Which she continues to state. She was looking at that property to save this baby's life. But
the child wasn't born until November of the following year. So how could you know that you needed to move there to
that doesn't quite.
Before,
that math ain't mathin', as
so
they say.
He was
before
lawyer
she
Manson.
moved in. Now, by the way, the property that she asked you to move the tree on is that the property that she's currently purchasing?
So legally, she owns 50% and John Crook owns 50%. They're 50-50 on the title.
Okay.
And that all happened after she confirmed that we lived where she thought we lived. Sent an email, will you come over with the tractor? Then
so in the picture that she posted, can I read what she wrote in the picture she posted?
Absolutely.
It said, "What the Hales, my new neighbors, loving my life, paid for land," which is a lie because it wasn't paid for until the sale of the house, "building a new house, new Jeep Gladiator, and a beautiful baby girl, a new beginning. Hearts on the mend."
In other words, she burned all the bridges in Northport, Florida, and now she was coming to Otter Creek and to burn more bridges, which she definitely has done. Hearts on the mend.
So the part about this that I was really confused as to how the timeline all played out, right? And today I deep dived all day today on the court records, and I was trying to figure out what was happening when and where and blah 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 blah. And I think I finally have the gist of most of it, right? I think that I've got a pretty good idea on how this went down. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it appears you guys kind of cut ties with her or tried to, and then she lashed out and started saying craziness and posting crazy signs. And then you guys served her with a cease and desist in, I think, May of 23. And then
Does that sound right so far?
Yeah, so far so good.
George, you answer the next question. I already answered the first one at length.
So you mentioned cutting ties. What happened
Attempted
was
to.
we had a meet and greet for our fans, and Jeremy wanted to throw a meet and greet once we hit 500,000 subscribers. And so the theme was 500,000 time to grill, because we love barbecue, and we had our favorite barbecue place cater it. And so our meet and greet was scheduled in March of 2023.
16th.
David.
March 16th to be exact, in 2023. And to avoid paying the registration fee, which was $50 per person, regardless of the age, she had texted Jeremy and she's like, "Hey, can I bring one of my tortoises to your meet and greet?" And he's like, sure? Question mark.
Weird request, but all right.
Well, because he always said "a la turtles." We've helped reptile rescues in the past. We do a lot of charity work. She saw that. She obviously wanted promotion and publicity for her turtle rescue. And so she saw an opportunity to slide in and bring her tortoise to our meet and greet. And
She wasn't trying to slide into the DMs. She was trying to slide right into the meet and greet.
Wanted to see that tramp stamp.
Gross.
How dare you, Wendy?
True.
How
I'll
dare
show you guys.
Yeah, but tramp face. Let's see it. This is that kind of stream, by the way.
Here you go.
Because it is that kind of stream. Hell yes. Yes.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Outstanding. Garbage
it.
pail kids.
I did not need to know that.
Oh, by the way, I have my garbage pail kids, or at least a couple of them, hanging out over here, along with some WD-40. I have watched so much of you guys this past week. I was telling Jeremy that it sounds weird when you guys are talking normal speed, because it's been like point or double speed. Like, I've gone all the way back through the second video in your playlist on Otter Creek. I've watched like all of them, and I'm just trying to absorb it all and get the timeline together.
there's a lot. There is a lot.
There's a whole lot to it.
A golden turtle.
So many turtles.
This is what Lynette wanted. My golden
So,
turtle.
so she would watch her lives, and she would see all the gifts of the turtles the fans would send: turtle shirts, turtle socks, turtle patches, turtle pins, you name it. People sent it, and it was turtles. And now turtles are out and moles are in. That's why Jeremy was holding a mole.
I love moles.
Oh,
So you
Nice.
guys would do
Nice.
some stuff for turtles,
Yes.
and so she thought that she would grab
We
or do
did
something for turtles.
one video rescuing turtles who their owner passed away. But the whole joke with the kid, I'm sure everybody's seen it before, with the kid on YouTube, I love turtles.
I
would just say it all the time as
Mhm.
another joke, because we'd find turtles like that brass turtle. That's a ashtray, an old ashtray we found in a storage unit. So I would just say I love turtles all the time, just making fun of the old video. But she took it to an extreme.
You already.
Did she have any tie with turtles before this? Did she have any kind of a turtle rescue before? Like, is this
Yes.
brand new?
Well, you have to understand, even though George just said yes and Deanna shaking her hand,
It was pets.
the answer is no. She's never been associated with any turtle rescue. It's purgatory. It's turtle purgatory.
They were
they
pets.
need rescue.
right? They were pets.
Yeah, the story that she told one of the newspaper people was that a turtle wandered into her driveway or something like that, and then voila, she decided she wanted turtles.
Okay,
So,
but I mean,
technically,
has
they were
she?
pets.
I mean, she lived. I don't even know where she lived prior to this.
Northport.
Northport, Florida.
Like
it was
three and a half
Florida,
hours
okay.
south of here.
South of us. She
Where
said she,
turtles,
she's
where
also said
turtles
she
are
moved to
actually better off.
Yeah, turtles can actually, the temperatures are meant for turtles down south. But here's another funny thing. She says she moved up to Otter Creek so she could be closer to her friends in the Carolinas. Like, what goes through this woman's head? She said she also moved to Otter Creek to be closer to her friends in the Carolinas.
That's unique.
Okay.
That's unique.
So crazy. So crazy.
So back to the meet and greet. We had met with the team on where we're gonna on placement of where everyone's station is gonna be, and Jeremy was calling his buddies that were gonna attend on where they needed their setup and yada yada, and she was one of them, and so he had called her and we had everything planned. So then she had messaged him. She would always message him all the time, either wanting to use the tractor or to give us food.
Non-stop, like huge messages.
Fruit
And
and
99% of them I would just ignore and delete.
Well, you know, that special fertilizer gets the fruit big. You know what I'm saying? It gives a little extra size on the fruit.
Wait, so she wanted to give you guys food?
She would dump rotten food at our fence. They've never been on our property legally. They've never been invited on our property whatsoever.
Yeah,
we never allowed
our
them.
Our property is gated.
So they would dump rotten food at our gate for us to find.
Because who doesn't want to come home to rotten food? I mean,
exactly.
Well, she didn't want it in her yard, so she would come dump it in our yard.
But was she like giving it to you like, oh, these people can use this stuff? Because I've got neighbors like that are like, they know I have a wood shop and they know that sometimes I harvest trees and cut them up and make things out of them. So anytime like there's a tree that falls down, some of my neighbors are like, oh, just give it to Dave because like, I don't want all of your scrap trees. You know, is it one of those situations where they?
No, because your neighbors give you wood, not expecting anything in return. She's trying to grease the wheels to try and get money, promotion, and free labor.
Remember to slide in on that.
She wants to slide in on my 2-inch pipe.
I mean, she wants 2 inches.
So I know that we've got. Okay, so the meet and greet, right? And that goes south because she wanted to put a donation bucket out, right?
Correct. So she had messaged him again because this time she wanted to give us bread for our chickens. And he sent me over there by myself, which was a bad idea. And I've only met.
I couldn't take this woman anymore. Her voice, the words, I couldn't take it. So she had to take one for the team. George had to go over there. Like, I'm tired of being a good neighbor. I need some help.
Prior to that time, I have had 3 other interactions with her. Once was in the pickup truck where she came around. We were heading to the ranch and she came up to the truck and introduced herself. Within 3 minutes, she said, I hate John. He's not going to be in I need him out of my life. And it was just a very awkward introduction. Like, I don't know. And so
I have a person that asks you questions just so they get an opportunity to talk about themselves.
And how much she hates this man that she went 50-50 on the property with, when they could have split up when she sold her Northport property.
But then she wouldn't have been able to afford this property.
So he lived with her there as well?
Yes.
She would have been able to afford it by herself. But she wouldn't have been able to make the pins and all of that and move the animals all by herself.
Yeah, the labor that goes into cleaning up a property that was used as a local dumping ground for at least 10 years, and the demo
still today used as the local dumping ground.
Yeah, the property needed a ton of work. There's no way with her being 100% disabled that she'd be able to do this on her own. And so her plan was to use John to get the rescue and the land to where she wanted it to be, and then get rid of him. And so during the time to get the bread, she just went on this long rant of all of the bills that she had to pay. and how much everything was, and how at the end of after paying all of her bills, she doesn't have enough money to feed herself, and then starts crying. And I knew exactly what she was doing.
Trying to get handouts.
She was trying to
get
make
handouts,
me
absolutely.
sympathize for her and give her money, or to help her with her property, because her property needed a ton of work. And so I told her, I said, well, the very first time I ever met you, you immediately said that you want John out of your life. I said, you need John in your life. You have a lot on your plate. There's a lot to do here on the property, and you have a lot on your plate. And she took those words and completely just twisted it around into something completely far-fetched. She took those words and interpreted it as, you need to give your daughter up for adoption and throw her away in the garbage.
Yeah. So Lynette went on.
That's how her brain works.
Social media that George told her to throw her baby away in the garbage.
I feel like that's something George would say.
Well, once you get to know her off camera, I agree with you 100%. You don't know her that way, and neither does Lynette.
I would never, ever, ever say that to her, let alone anyone. And so 2 weeks later after that incident, she had messaged Jeremy again and asked if she could set up the donation box. And when he told her, no, that's not appropriate, the meet and greet is for our fans, that's when she uninvited herself and everything spiraled out of control.
But
she uninvited herself.
She invited herself in the first place to try and get around the registration fee, which, by the way, everybody that came, the registration fee was just so we had a count. We had sizes. We knew you were going to be there. So everybody received way more than the registration fee, and especially in fun. But
it was gonna be her, the child who has this life-threatening disorder that can't be around people.
But now she's bringing her to all these people
with all these people coming, and then a girl named Sarah that has helped and volunteered at the rescue. So yeah, 2 weeks after that, that's when she decided that I'm not going to go because I'm not going to be able to get donations. Come to find out later, she was going to launch her YouTube channel that day and use our fan base for promotion.
Get out of here.
Okay, so that's the other thing too. I've heard about a couple of different YouTubers that are in the area as well, and I know specifically in your videos you haven't mentioned their names. Are they still? My question is, I don't know if you want to mention their names or not, but are they still doing videos out of the Otter Creek area?
I'm sure there are, but we're very, very, very cautious about who we video with, about mentioning people's names, promotion, things along those lines. So who you're thinking about, yes, I'm sure they're still there.
Okay.
But we'll stay away from the names. We'll stay away from actual names. If you want to say something like Biscuit Butt, then feel free. But we'll stay away from real names.
No worries. I do have some questions about the town still, though. So I was I'm watching this the last 3 years, and I'm seeing all this issues with the town and the town council and the mayor, and stuff is missing. Then I see new elections, a new mayor come to power, people that are actually willing to step up and like figure out what's going on and make the changes that need to be happen. And then the last I heard, because I started like running out of time, so I started skipping some videos. But the last I heard is that your new awesome mayor resigned, right? And so what's going on with the town now?
She resigned because they put into place this Form 6, and that specific form made so many different people resign as well, because you require to put all of your personal information on there, and it was public record, so everyone can, and you have to itemize everything about your finances if it had a value of $1,000 or more.
Oh, your personal finance for public officials?
Correct. So it wasn't just her, it was numerous people throughout the entire state. There was 2 lawsuits coming in and a ton of resignations. And so if if you were on the board as of 1/1 of this year, you were required to turn in that form. And it turned off so many people because it was an invasion of privacy, especially finances.
Yeah, that seems pretty invasive.
Well, think
Isn't
about it.
that-
It's a town of 100 people. You think you're going to try and be on the town council because you're doing it for the money, which Russ the Sus and Don the Con, they need that $100 a month. But Madam Mayor Therese was doing it to better the town and for the people she was representing. It's not doing it for money.
It's one of those examples of it sounds good to the politician when it's written in black and white on paper, but then when you actually think about how it impacts local communities and things like that, it's
Counterproductive.
Yeah, it's very counterproductive because you had somebody who, at least according to the videos on your channel, was really making things happen for the town. And now she's like, you know what? I don't mind putting myself out there, putting all this extra work in and making this happen, but I'm not going to expose myself personally, financially, in this way. So sorry, I'm out. And now, so where are we? We have who's the mayor now? It's Russ, right?
No. Technically,
No.
there is no mayor. There's no mayor right now.
There is no mayor, and so Zim is now acting mayor because he's the vice mayor.
But what the current town council members have to do now that she stepped down, they have to vote on internally on the remaining council members of who's going to be mayor. Now, Russ the Sus wants it bad. He's been doing all kinds of backdoor side deals trying to make it happen. And you got to ask yourself, what does an old, dirty old man want to be the mayor of a town of 100 people for?
Yeah, that's the thing is I can understand the personal vendetta because I feel like that motivates a lot of people to do a lot of stupid things. I've been an attorney for enough years to know that clients with principal and money are an attorney's best friend. But when people have like these personal vendettas and money, it's absolutely your best client ever because these it just causes so many problems, but it also motivates people in such weird ways to become mayor of this small town over 100 people because I can exact my personal revenge, or let me get a seat on town council like Lynette wants to, or maybe doesn't want to, but put in the application, but just the letter, not the application.
Which, by the way, she did fill out the application, and then she didn't get it written all done in time, and we have it because of public records requests, and she screwed up her income. She put $186,000
and then waited last minute and then resigned.
And she couldn't get it done in time to have the forms in, and so she pulled it. How do you screw up your income on the application forms?
Simple decimal point.
Nothing to. She writes in $186,000 a year.
She meant to say $1,006 a year. That's what she meant to say. She just kept adding zeros until it sounded interesting. That's what she did.
People in the chat, some people are just Lego viewers, so they're new to the Hales, and they would love it if you all would introduce yourselves, please.
I'm George from What the Hales, coming to you live from Otter Creek,
from the planet.
I'm not George from What the Hales.
I'm
I am not in Otter
at
Creek.
What the Hales.
I am not in Otter Creek. Praise Jesus.
So, for those that are unfamiliar, George and Jeremy have the YouTube channel What the Hales, and they have recently been in the spotlight across much of LawTube because of the actions of the judge involved in this legal fiasco with their neighbor. The judge has been blatantly biased and making some very questionable rulings. And that's kind of how the Hales have crossed our paths. And interestingly, I was curious, what do you guys think of this whole LawTube thing? Like, is this weird for you guys, or is this neat, or what's your thoughts on it
I
all?
like
We're addicted.
it.
I see you guys in a lot of chats. It's very
I don't
cool.
think it's fair that you go from live to live to live to live to live, because I have to watch it all the time and my phone battery dies.
Yeah, it's a lot of live streaming over multiple channels.
Yeah, it is.
But it's fun.
We like
So
it.
actually, what I usually ask everyone, and we kind of got sidetracked a little bit with all the drama surrounding you guys, is tell us about how you started your YouTube channel, sort of what the goal was, what you guys were doing, and that sort of thing.
That is almost always the first question too.
It usually is.
We should throw this question to Deanna.
You want
Deanna,
me to say how you started your YouTube channel? You think I don't know the answer to that question, Jim? You don't think I know
you
the
just
answer?
haven't answered one yet. I thought maybe you could throw it out there.
Come on, Deanna.
Yeah, Deanna will be a good person to answer that question because she
was a
goes
follower
way
who
back.
got hired
So
for it.
before there was a What the Hales, there was this really, really awkward dork that just threw videos up about like camping and camping hacks and things like that. So I owned an RV and I needed to learn how to winterize my RV. So I guess I'm looking down here. I just look up there. So I went to YouTube like one does. And so I put in how to winterize an RV, and this really awkward dude came up. And, so I watched it, and he was funny and weird. So like a train wreck, I kept watching it. And then he started doing some of the same things that I was doing, which was buying storage units and selling on eBay. And so I continued to watch. And then George came along, and then here we are.
Awesome.
You can fill in the middle.
Deanna continued to watch because she was promised that one day she will see Jeremy's tramp stamp. And bam, it happened.
I mean,
Glad we
It
can make your
happened on
dreams come
Lego.
true.
yeah,
Miracles
all things
happen
come
on
true
this
on
platform.
Lego show.
I
Now-
love
Was
it.
it worth the wait, Deanna?
Yeah,
I
Deanna,
can
tell
wait
us.
just a little bit longer.
So I know you said on a few of your streams, at least the ones that I've watched, that originally you did the camping hacks and sort of things, and then you were also buying storage units and selling them. I'm assuming that's when Storage Wars was kind of a big thing, and so you started doing that as well. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
I don't
But
know
you
if
got
it
some
was
traction.
I've just
But-
always gone to auctions. Since I was a teenager, I've been going to auctions. I just love auctions.
Recently you say now this is just you're just sort of blogging your whole life or vlogging your whole life. Was that always sort of the goal of this channel, was just to sort of blog everything that you're doing, or did you have a focus at one point?
I think that's always been the focus, even with
know,
the start of the
okay.
channel. So the channel started when I was in a
It'll
relationship
probably come
with
back.
somebody else. And it was her prompting who said, we should start a YouTube channel. Our lives are amazing. And people would watch this. And I was just cracking up like, who in the world would ever watch
Ha!
like that? And I still, to this day, I cannot believe that anybody wants to see any part of my life. And so it became an aspect of video scrapbooking. And frankly, at that point, and even in my point of my life right now, I was doing some very, very big things that made a very, very huge impact for people. And then all of a sudden, I was not in that position anymore. And that was due to a horrific divorce in all reality. And so I needed a project and I needed a creative outlet. And I didn't realize that about myself until I was stripped away from some of these huge things that I was a part of and got to do. And so really YouTube became that creative outlet for me that I needed in my life. And yeah, I was even, when I met George and I was like, hey, do you mind if I video, our dates, whatever? And she's like, all right, that's weird. I'm like, I don't know.
I was gonna say.
I was like, oh, it's just funny. I mean, come on, what person doesn't pick up their camera and video everything now? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, right.
It's not a cell phone, it's a camera. It just happens to call other people.
We're skipping that one.
And
Yeah,
so,
it's a cell phone secondary.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. And so, I mean, I was just goofing around. We were having fun, and I was trying to learn to edit and all of that. And I mean, really, then it was just video logging my life, scrapbooking my life in video form. And that's exactly what it is now. I mean, there's the highs and the lows. Like some of our highs are half meal time to grill. We have a whole video on that. One of the greatest experiences in my life. I will never forget it. It was so fun. I got to meet Deanna in person at that point, and so many others that are here in the chat. But it's been the lows as well. And being stalked, being assaulted, having your civil rights taken away from you, having sheriff department deputies not do their job, judge not appropriately do their job, state attorney not do their job and be all a part of this. I mean, this is horrific. So these aren't things that we want to video, but this is the story of our lives, and that's what it is. And so there's much more fun things to be a part of, but yet these past few months, I mean, all of winter, basically since the moment we arrived back in Levy County, and within the first 5 minutes we're stalked when we had civil protection orders already against John, Crook, and Lynette. We were stalked to the sheriff's station within 5 minutes of getting into the county. And so this is our life through the highs, through the lows. And this is definitely one of the lowest points of some of the things that we've had to expose and gone through.
Now, do you regret it all seeking this the personal protection order in Ohio?
Oh, absolutely
Do you think
not.
No, okay, I was wondering if you thought that might have emboldened her at all.
I didn't drop anything.
What it's done is incriminated her. I mean, she's so stupid.
She has pushed the envelope and continues to knowingly and willingly ignore the 500 distance. And the judge is even ignoring the fact that we have these established permanent civil stalking protection orders against both her and John Cook, because he's supposed to take full faith and credit in them, and he denied our injunction when we submitted it.
That's the part that flummoxed me about this whole thing, right? You have this order in Ohio, which needs to be upheld in all 50 states. It demands that it be upheld in all 50 states, and this judge is blatantly ignoring it. Not only
Candace
ignoring
will
it.
find out tomorrow.
What's that?
Oh, sorry.
I was answering Candace's question.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
My bad. And in addition to just blatantly ignoring it, he's prolonging this whole thing. He's got a temporary order against both of you now for some reason that I can't understand.
Well, not me, just Jeremy.
Just me.
Just you? It seems.
Come on, Valhalla, get it right.
There's a lot of information today, man. It seems.
Valhalla was like, I didn't want to go to college today.
Yeah, I'm a goat farmer. I'm not supposed to be studying legal documents, y'all. I'm doing the best I can here.
You did amazing.
You're doing good so far,
well,
right?
Thank you. It does seem though that there's more at play.
Sorry to interrupt you, Valhalla. People are wondering if you could show your beautiful face whilst talking. I know if you can't, that's fine. We get it, but
well, I can do
your fans want to see
or
you,
the
bud.
face, y'all.
There you go. Yeah, they want to see your gorgeous face when you're talking.
I'm all right with that.
And
See, and then just hold your project up every once in a while so
I
you
can
can
do
see
that.
how it's coming.
We can do
I
that.
didn't have any extra pieces.
I like
it.
Howard George.
It seems as if there's something more happening, right? Like for a judge who was a law professor, was on the ethics committee. It seems very much that he's intentionally sabotaging you guys and your civil rights. Is that pretty much the consensus of the panel at this point?
Well, I feel like this judge is extremely frustrated, but I'm not sure why. Like, I've been watching it, trying to figure out where it went south, because everyone's been talking, and Jeremy too is saying, listen, the judge is essentially litigating for Lynette in the hearings, and
that's pretty obvious.
Well, yes, but at the first hearing, I think he was asking the appropriate questions. I think he was framing the issue, and he was walking her down a path, right or wrong, and say, all right, so you're trying to say this and this and this. Where's the evidence? I think he took in 2 exhibits total the whole time. I don't think he was convinced. And then for some reason, what's the attorney?
Mark Feather.
Feather. Yeah, Feather.
Mother Feather.
He,
Poor Feather.
for some reason, got up. The judge seemed to get upset when Mark Feather asked for, like, why do we have to continue this? Can I call these witnesses out of turn? That seemed to, for some reason, rub this particular judge the wrong way, and I can't for the life of me figure it out. And from that point on, it was downhill. From that point on, the judge had the attitude, and it has never ceased. And I have no idea why. Was there, to your knowledge, is there any history between this judge and Mark Feather?
Yes, but we won't be able to get into that.
Okay, because
can I
clearly
say
where-
what I've heard on the rumor mill? I don't want to get you guys in trouble in any way.
Yeah,
shape, or
yeah.
form.
You guys can talk about what
Okay.
you've heard in the rumor and what you've discovered.
So my understanding is that Mark Feather played a role in his divorce proceedings.
Wait,
Mark
who's
Feather
divorced?
was the judges.
So you're getting divorces mixed up with people. So the
Damn it.
judge presided over Silverman's
That's what it was.
divorce. Silverman was married to the lawyer for DCF. Is it DCF in Florida?
Yeah.
Children's
Department
Services.
of
She
Children.
got
and Families.
fired because she abused her own daughter, and there's a complete and total news stories all over there. So Silverman's wife, the attorney for Children's Services, abuses her own daughter, gets fired from Children's Services. And they don't live in Levy County. They live in Alachua County, and they have Craig DeThomas's, the judge, preside over their divorce. Good old buddy, let's go to another county we don't even live in and have him preside over our divorce instead of another judge.
Okay.
That's not a conflict of interest. I don't know what is.
Right.
So I think
Well-
where you're trying to get to Valhalla, there's rumor that Mark Feather was the attorney for the wife.
That was my understanding in
Okay,
the rumor
that's
mill.
not
Like I said,
true.
it was okay.
They're
Like I
both-
said, it was just rumor.
Both Silvermans, the Mrs. Silverman and the Mr. Silverman, Joshua and Karen, are both attorneys. They didn't.
They
divorce.
represented themselves.
Now,
Can
The
I
other
ask
thing
a
is
Lego question?
Yes,
to the
ma'am.
Lego experts.
Yep.
So, do you ever get a box of Legos that are not opened, that are very expensive, that come from a store, and you open them and they're missing pieces?
Yeah.
yes,
Very rarely.
yes, but I have actually missed pieces, and then I have to go to my bin of Legos I have back here and
Well,
find a
that's what I'm
piece and
trying to
shuffle
do,
through.
but this is a specific piece, and every Lego is right here. and it's
It
not-
happens almost every
It-
time, every special guest star we've ever had.
It
No
might
lie.
be on the
Are you
floor.
guys taking
Very
our
likely could be.
It looks
Also-
like we're breaking it. It
Also,
does.
check your
My
bag.
monkey
It
took it.
might.
It
It
was my
might actually.
mom.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
It might actually be in your bags. I never throw them out because it might get stuck in there.
And a lot of times people find them under their booty, like on their chair, on the ground. I mean,
These aren't Legos.
Okay, so
Wait.
here is
Okay.
Jeremy and George. They're in their little Florida castle, and then there's Lynette and her turtle with this down in the and the snakes down
Wow.
That's awesome.
You're
people wanting to
fast.
see. George, can we see your progress? You and Deanna, people are asking. We would love to see.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well,
So
don't
I'm not
forget,
as fast as
Oh, that's okay. We just like to see the progress.
you got bear in mind also that Dave
Oh.
pre-builds most of his Lego before the stream actually
Uh-huh.
starts.
Bear in
Oh.
mind, David's been playing Lego nonstop since he was 5. Oh,
Nice.
cute. Love it.
So far, that's what I have.
Here's my banana
Oh, I
tree.
love it. Oh, I love the banana tree.
There's my
I like
banana
it.
tree. And
I
then
like it.
I've got 2 monkeys completed so far. I'm making Monkey Island. For those of you who hopped on late, I'm making Monkey Island.
Thank you. Love
Very
it.
cool.
I
And
love it.
people are asking about Jeremy's Lego build. What is he building? Jeremy thought
You guys-
he had a set in back of him, but does not.
You want to? You want to see what I built?
This way.
Yeah.
Goes
It's really-
behind the door.
I built
Please.
it earlier. I have to go get it.
Oh, please get it. Val, do you want to
He's
show
coming back
everybody
with
what
something
you're
inappropriate.
doing while Jeremy's getting his?
We're this far, and I know you
Love
can
it.
tell what it is so far. It's
Can
pretty
totally
obvious.
tell. Yeah, so off.
If you haven't figured it out, you're on your own. Just
Too bad
kidding.
for that. JK.
We're building Commander Cody.
I found you.
He's cool. We like
Okay,
him.
I found one, so we're doing good.
And our very own MLS, making law simple. David, what are you doing?
I'm muted, but there we go. All right, so I have the Florida man, but I put Jeremy and George there, and then I got this is little Lynette and her turtle hanging out with the snakes. So
Love it.
that's
That's
we got going.
perfect.
That's
That's
good.
perfect. Are you keeping it forever?
Oh yeah,
he
of course.
always does. Yeah.
All right.
Since George hates flowers, I spent all my time away from her weeping and trying to console myself by making her Lego flowers.
Oh my god.
They're
Roses.
so beautiful.
Those are
Cool.
Legos. And
Uh-huh.
They don't look
now
like
I'm
Lego.
crying myself to sleep tonight.
Aww.
Oh, I'll have to get that set next time I go to the store for the missus.
Good one.
It's
It is a good
She'll love it. They never die.
My
That's
tears
awesome.
are going to water the flowers.
Poor Jeremy.
I agree with that one
He's
because
stuck up there.
He is. And a few of you have asked who I am, and that's very sweet of you to ask. I am just also, like Deanna, a huge fan of David and Valhalla. And so they have graciously asked me to help MC the Lego streams because it's really difficult to bring up chats and interact with chat when you're building something. So
You also got your promotion.
Jeremy
That's true.
promoted me to producer.
Producer.
Yes, producer. So now Wendy H is officially our Lego producer. So
Do
yay.
that.
We got to start paying her, I think. 1099.
Let's not get carried away now.
Can I pay you in Legos?
I
That's
would
right.
actually, that'd be great because I think can we announce our Mother's Day stream yet or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't put
So-
it up yet.
Yeah. So on Mother's Day, so if you all remember, Brandy Churchwell from the 13th Juror was one of our special guest stars last month or the month before. And I think it was her idea, came up with, well,
It
why don't
was, yeah.
why don't I MC one of the streams one day and Wendy H can build? Because I've never built Lego on stream. I've actually just built my first Lego last month. And so we all thought that was a great idea. And so on Mother's Day, I'll be building my
The
first
Saturday
Lego.
prior to Mother's Day.
Sorry.
Did I just hear you snort?
Oh yeah.
Yes, you did. I caught
yeah.
that too.
She's a snorter, y'all.
I
I'm
am
a snorter.
surrounded by brunettes who snort.
Nice. Nice.
I guess there's worse problems to have in the world, right?
There are.
You could be living in a shed.
There are. By the way,
With no
David
plumbing.
and both have memberships, and we have. I'm sure that the Hales would love for you to not just subscribe to their channels, but I'm sure they have membership tiers, right?
We do. We have 3 membership tiers.
We would love for all of our people to go
Good.
and
Oh,
join.
yeah.
What do I get for becoming a member of? I didn't even look at
so
that
nice,
yet.
Steve. Thank you.
Let's see what the hell.
Of what the Hales or of your own channel?
Oh, my own channel. I don't even know anymore.
Oh, you just get emojis with me. That's all you get. It's one tier. It's like $2. You get some cool
So
good
it's so
emojis.
typical Valhalla, though. Your
Yeah.
membership.
We're
it's
not
goats.
getting crazy.
And it's no, it's not that we don't get crazy, it's that we don't get fancy.
I
There
just
you
became
go.
a member of What the Hales, so this will be fun.
Outstanding.
So our first tier is customizing emojis.
I did lose one now.
Everything from
Just
Let's see what the Hales are going to do.
Funko Pops
And it's one little
and
itty teeny
Garbage
gray
Pail
one.
Kids and Ghostbusters and Elvis. Our second tier, you get all the emojis and you get an extra live stream a week, which this week was about almost 3 hours of karaoke.
Outstanding.
So I'm sure we lost a lot of members at that second tier. And then the third tier, you get
But it
all
was
the
fun.
extra emojis, all the extra live stream a week, and you get an extra video a week.
So that's a
Nice.
Which those who are on our third tier tomorrow morning, you are going to see. We have found dead bodies before. We have found ashes. But tomorrow, for those who are the top tier, you are going to see a dead body.
I may or may not have had a preview.
And I
May or may not
actually
have.
let these guys see it beforehand. And it will
I
only
didn't have
be
to pay.
for our top tier members. Yeah.
And Jeremy, somebody in the and George too, and probably Deanna, somebody in the chat had asked, and I saw I saw Jeremy saw the chat. If you could please let people know that your GoFundMe is real.
Yes, superfan Debbie Vaughn has created a GoFundMe
awesome.
for our legal fees. We're at
Yay.
$125,000 right now, and so Debbie Vaughn has been promoting that, which we appreciate
Well,
her
afford it, but
and love her. And by the way, we do have one more tier in our members.
yeah.
The top tier for the elite, they get Deanna's phone number. So
Nice.
Awesome.
throwing that out there.
So Elephant wants to know, what is the craziest thing you've ever found in your storage unit?
Pubes, female pubes,
How do you know they were from a girl?
because they
Because they
literally
belong to Rosie.
Rosie's bush.
Oh, they were marked.
Yes, they were in a safe, and
That's
they
interesting.
were into voodoo, and it was family into voodoo, and he kept her pubic hair, and it's down in Otter Creek somewhere. We were going to frame it because everybody asked us, what's the weirdest thing you ever found in a storage unit, and it's Rosie's bush, and then they say, what's the worst thing you ever found? And it's Rosie's bush. And then they say, what's the best thing you ever found? It's Rosie's bush. So the answer is just Rosie's bush. So
Hey, Rosie. Shout out, Rosie.
it's crazy. It's
What's
down
the
there somewhere.
saddest thing, like the most depressing thing you've ever found?
Rosie's bush.
Come on, David, get with it.
I know you guys think we're joking, but 100% real. It is on video, in a safe, the whole deal. It was crazy.
That's funny.
George, where's Rosie's bush? Down there or up here?
I don't know. I didn't know it was my turn to keep tabs on where the bush was.
I haven't seen it lately, so I don't know.
I love it.
Well, it's somewhere. It was supposed to go on display, but apparently it hasn't.
That's funny.
I love it.
Oh, apparently I need to update my Discord link, so I'm going to do that now real quick.
Please do that. Do you all have a Discord? Are you huge
No.
Discord?
I have a
Discorders?
Discord.
Nice.
I have one. But
Do you want to?
I don't do anything with it. I
Oh,
just have
okay. Well, David Helm is the Discord king on YouTube. Every content
Well, that's all
creator
I
says
have to
he has the
offer
best
my
one.
members.
Well, just recently only. It's always been a robust platform on your behalf, even before you retired from streaming full time.
I got to let the dog in, and then I have a question about your federal lawsuit. I'll be right back.
It's usually who let the dog
Oh,
out.
Right?
He's lawyering again. He doesn't know how to say things the correct way.
Okay.
He says whatever.
Please
he wants.
ask Jeremy about the finger.
The finger.
Well, we kind of already talked about it in the beginning, but they
Oh.
might have got here later. We bought our 70 acres. The female, so we have Brian and Tina Haley. It's Haley, right? Haley. Brian and Tina Haley live right next to us. They have 1 acre. Okay. And then they sold 70 acres, but Tina had 6 other siblings, and all the property was in a family trust, and none of the kids could afford to buy the property. Okay. So the kids all go, well, we want our cut of it, and they put it up for sale. And so we buy it, and they sell it to us with known encroachments, which is illegal. So I could go back and sue, get all my money back, and still own the property. And so one side of it, there's literally a house is built on the property, and
I saw that.
about 4-acre garbage dump, still doing drugs to this day. And then the other encroachment was her and her husband. And so they refused to get a survey done before we bought the piece of property, which I know there's going to be people, nobody buys a piece of property without a survey. You're an idiot. Okay.
That's actually not true.
That
Well,
I saw that
can't,
before.
you can't just go, all right, I'm going to get a survey on your property. And it was over $9,000 for the survey. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to pay to survey it before I buy it. So we just decided to survey it afterwards. We buy it, survey it, fix it. So we fixed it. He got drunk. Brian, neighbor got drunk, got mad, came over, and he trespassed, and they destroyed our property. He turned one of the posts into what he called cactus, but it was a cactus that flipped me off. So I went ahead and got my chainsaw, cleaned it up, made it look a whole lot better, pulled it up, turned it towards him, and laughed. And then he put up the 6 foot so we couldn't see it. And it's his own creative artwork.
That
I saw the middle finger post. I didn't know where it came from.
That's the middle finger.
Yeah.
That's it's brilliant, by the way.
Freaks, man. I'm telling you, these people are freaks.
So,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to just say that I've been kind of roughly in that area before. Family, friends from back in the day.
You don't want to put these on it. You don't want it to be.
It's a unique way of life down there. Those people. Totally. It's a unique way of life.
I was going to ask you about the federal lawsuit, but before that, has the judge officially been recused from your case yet, or is that still in the Court of Appeals?
Still in the Court of Appeals, in the appellate court.
Okay.
So
judge didn't seem to be too happy about that.
He's not happy at all. He's removed temporary while everything is under review, and the goal is long-term removal.
Now, so does that mean that if there is an alleged violation, that a different judge is going to hear that?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And the other thing I was going to say is, so now,
which there's been plenty of alleged violations. As a matter of fact, here's a letter right here. One alleged violation they threw out. 2 alleged violations they threw out. 3 alleged violations they threw out. 4 alleged. 4.
Why do we be going, see, there you go.
I read the January one where she complains that you made a YouTube video and mentioned her name, but you don't really mention her name, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah. We can assume, but you don't mention her name. But I just thought that was funny. And then all of that gets sent up to the prosecutor, right, for referral, and you haven't heard anything.
Yeah, well, right here, this is what I heard. They threw it all out.
That's okay. What about, is there any sort of gag order or anything preventing you guys from talking about the case? Obviously not, since you're talking about it, but
so there's gag order on depositions, on anything else that I have not released on Lynette, or Crook's deposition and my deposition. But other than that, I mean, the reality is, yes, there's a gag order on everything, but he is not going to get away with continuing to take away my First Amendment rights. And so I'll talk about the case. I'll talk about anything I can. There is an official gag order in regards to the depositions, and even then, we'll release those soon. And furthermore, everybody who wants to know what happened in Ohio court, one of the reasons why I am in Ohio is for Ohio court. And while Ohio court did not video, they did get audio, and I will have those audio CDs, and we will be sharing those on What the Hales very, very soon. And that's why I'm up north.
Yeah, I was wondering why I didn't see any video from the Ohio court proceedings. I did watch your entire recap of it when they tried to challenge it, but I didn't obviously see the video of it. And then apparently there is none, so that's fair enough. What county is it in Ohio? Is Wayne County? Summons County?
I wouldn't like to get that specific, but
sorry, my bad. My bad.
Under the circumstances of what's already happened in our life.
Fair enough.
No worries.
My apologies, y'all. My apologies.
Are you born and raised in Ohio, or did you move to Ohio later?
George, you want to answer that one?
I was born and raised in Ohio, yes.
Okay. I'm so sorry. But you picked a better state to live in half the time. I guess.
George, I saw that you saw that super chat. Do you want to talk on that or no? Did you? I think I saw it.
Was it the one about my 2 bouts of cancer?
Yes.
Yes, I did share my cancer journey. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen my cancer journeys, we have released videos on those.
Thank you.
Yeah, that
you
is
all,
on the channel.
so go to What the Hales channel and check that out. Thank you for your support, everybody. We will be
I'm in the Detroit area, so I get to Ohio every once in a while, usually just driving through it on my way to somewhere better.
What's your window?
But
Well, that's cool.
I don't. It's not that bad.
How close are you? Well, I guess the
know.
Palestine thing. But I guess you're not. We don't have to talk about that. That was a stupid question. Moving on.
No.
yeah, that
I see
was
what you're
stupid,
saying.
Valhalla. Why are you asking?
I'm all flustered now. I've said the name, but I shouldn't have said it. Now I'm all flustered.
I see what you're asking.
You got this.
Georgia's Arabic. She's not Palestinian. So
Hey, I've got
I
1%
appreciate
Middle
the
Eastern
save.
in me.
I
I
appreciate
feel
the save.
more connected to Georgia now.
Do you?
I love it.
My so speaking of being Middle Eastern and why I go by the name of George, part of the Middle Eastern culture is that father gives his first name as the middle name to every child, regardless whether it's a male or female.
Love that.
So I go by George because a lot of people don't believe that George is my real name, but it's my real legal middle name.
It's we were speculating that it was like Georgia or Georgina or something. But
Short for something.
Yeah. And so there's 5 of us. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, and my youngest brother is a junior. So can you guess what his full name is?
really long.
George something Junior.
Yeah, George.
That's
I love
awesome.
it.
George squared.
George
I
Square.
love it.
George Foreman named all of his kids George.
He did.
Like all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
7
like George
kids,
1,
boys
George
and
2.
girls. Yeah, he's just named them all
So-
George.
I gave my oldest daughter, her middle name is my last name, which at the time was my maiden name, but now it's my real name again. And so, because I decided if she's going to be traditional when she grows up and gets married, she'll always have my name. And I'm so glad I did that because she is traditional. She got married, took her husband's last name, but she's still mine. It still belongs to me. I'm the one that raised her. I should get the credit.
Right?
there you go.
Is that an Italian thing?
I'm Mexican.
You're
Yeah.
Mexican. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
My
Same
wife is
thing.
Swedish, and she calls the like Italy, because my other half of the family's from Italy. She's like, oh, that's like Europe's Mexico. You know, Italy is.
Mhm. Just
So
like the
there's all the dark
Philippines,
heads, you know,
but
all the
Asian
black
Mexico.
heads.
Yeah.
That's what the Swedes think of us.
That sounded racist. Not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, I'm
You know what?
quoting the Swedes.
At least they're polite about it.
At least it was polite racism.
I've heard
Yeah,
Baker and Nick say way
I've
worse.
never met in my life.
Exactly. You know what? I don't mind the polite racists because they do it behind my back, and I don't have to deal with it. So I'm good with it. You stay polite about it, and you can do what you want.
So now you filed the federal lawsuit, and I noticed that the summons has been issued, but not much else has happened yet. Federal courts take forever to do anything. They're notoriously a lot slower than state courts, but I understand you wanted to get it out of the state mess that it is. Is your hope to combine and sort of do away with the state issue and just deal with it all at federal court? Are you looking to remove, I guess, is that the plan? If you could talk about it at all.
So there's some things I will discuss based on the plan with federal court, and there's some things I won't. So don't be offended if I go, sorry.
No, please
No
don't.
worries.
Please don't.
But no, there is no attempt to separate the two or to combine the two. I think your question was to combine the two.
Yeah,
And yes,
combine them. Remove the state court to the federal.
Yeah. So there is no aspect of trying to combine, and this is just one domino. The current federal case is just one domino that's going to hit the next for a next one against her and him, and the next for the next against her and him, and for the next against her and him. And so, there is no, combining at the federal level. So they're separate. They'll continue to be litigated separate, and this is just the beginning of what you're going to see.
Now, with again going back 3 years of your videos, I have a vague recollection of a lawsuit filed against the township for a violation of the sunshine laws. Whatever happened with that lawsuit?
You
The
dismissed
town of Otter
it,
Creek
right?
settled with me.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I read the dismissal form.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So they came to me and they said, would you settle if we pay your legal fees and we give you all the information? And I said, yeah. And there was the right leadership at that point. And to be very frank with you, so George and I were going to gift all the legal fee money back that we settled for, and we were going to designate it for a project for Otter Creek and for the residents. And then, unfortunately, our Madam Mayor stepped down, and now there's another battle within Town Hall for leadership, and Russ the Sus and Don the Con, and we do not trust them with any money. And so what we planned to do, which was to gift all the money back to Otter Creek with a designation for a project for the residents of Otter Creek, we would never trust any. We have to wait and see. It's literally a wait and see. And now we're in a position, and at the same time, we're in a position of going, holy cow, we're at $125,000 in legal fees with Lynette and Crook. And we're going,
Do you have
okay, well,
anything else that could be?
We wanted to do those things, but here we are trying to protect Otter Creek. We're not just, I think people need to understand, we're not trying to protect just ourselves from Lynette and Crook. And they are dangerous individuals, and very dangerous, in my opinion, with the aspect of the people that they knowingly, willingly, and proudly let on their property. We've identified thus far 8 at a minimum rug users, and she calls Crook a rug dealer. And we're not just trying to protect ourselves. There's the child, there's the residents of Otter Creek, and we are part of the residents of Otter Creek, and they have endangered the residents of Otter Creek. And then there's the animals as well. But child comes first, all the adults second, and then the animals third. And so this is truly not a fight just for us. This is truly a fight to protect the entire town.
So there was several eyewitnesses of John Cook pulling a firearm out on another local, and when the law was called, when the Levy County Sheriff arrived, they did nothing. Because why? Because no one recorded it.
Nobody had it on camera.
So we record everything in our lives to hold these people accountable. And when we were up north, another eyewitness witnessed John Cook shooting a gun at a vehicle that looked just like mine. And so every time I drive past their property, I film in case he does that again, because the guy, he's known to mix
up people.
Mix his pain pills with
Cocktails.
According to Lynette and all of her posting, he mixes his pills with his drink.
There's a lot of posts by her, and there's a lot of videos by you guys. I guess my question is, which came first? Because the first time, again, watching through your videos, she was in a random town hall meeting and filming it at that point. Was she posting stuff at that point?
Yes. I
don't remember the date of that.
So they got in the town of Otter Creek. They immediately set up a couple of different, one particular Facebook group, Otter Creek Florida Politics, which they've removed everybody and they put it on private. They haven't deleted it. All the information still exists, and anybody can get it if you know how to do it. And so they then posted up signs all over town. Don't trust Russ the Sus. Stop the corruption with Russ the Sus. Stuart. That is the guy's real name, Stuart. Mary, Attorney Warm, and so they came in and they were just doing a smear campaign against these individuals. As it was, they wanted everybody on this Otter Creek page, and they were going to all of the meetings, and they were filming the meetings and smear campaigning all of these people. Now, the reality is Russ the Sus is a horrible individual who now Lynette loves. And Mary was a horrible, Mary DeGroot was a horrible person who Lynette claims she's very close with, although she never talks to her or ever would. And so there's all these lies and all these things. They came in with guns ablazing and throwing these people all over the place. We came in and went, all right, you took advantage of me. You stole from me. Make it right. If you don't make it right, this is going to be filmed for accountability, and it's going to be put all over YouTube. And for almost 3 years, they were given the opportunity to make things right, and they chose the other route, and they made it wrong, and they made it worse. And so then we started filming, which Lynette and Crook were already filming, all of Town Hall and all of those things.
We even have proof of Lynette texting a local that she wanted. As soon as she got on council, the first person she wanted to fire was Mary, the previous town clerk,
who battered me, and then
I'm assuming she. No,
she's no longer in the water facility.
No, she's no longer there.
There's a lot of videos with Lynette's picture on them and things about her. And I understand that a lot of it has to do with the ongoing lawsuits and things like that, or the personal protection or injunction petitions and things. Do you regret posting any of the videos prior to that about her? I mean, if you were to kind of go back in time, I know obviously you can't, but do you regret doing anything like that?
So what do you mean? Like like exposing what's actually happening and going on, or?
Yeah, exposing particularly about her. And I know she was like sort of kind of running for town council at the time, so maybe she put herself out there, but she wasn't actually on the council. And most of your videos before that were all about the council and the shenanigans going on and your water issues and them stealing from you, overcharging you for water for 17,000 gallons when you guys weren't even there. But then because she starts speaking up in the township meeting, and I don't remember exactly when that is. You start commenting about her, the junk in her yard and her child and her turtle fascination. I was just wondering, do you regret posting any of that stuff?
No, I don't regret any of that. I mean, the absolute patience that we showed with those two and them getting a cease and desist and ignoring it. And then, I mean, them just
you stayed silent from the moment she lied to you about coming on the property.
I mean, you have to understand the next thing she's going to do is come after you, and she's going to message you something. She's going to try and say that you did something inappropriate physically with a child. That's her MO.
She comes after us.
He goes, it's always the same thing. It's not just me. If she doesn't get what she wants, she knows that she can use the system against you. She can use the Me Too's. She can use the women liberation, which I'm all for women. I'm not for liberation. I'm not for Me Too. I'm for all of us. This happens to everybody. I'm for equality. Equality, man and woman. God created man and woman in his own image. Okay. I hope you grasp that. So she knows she can use those systems in our culture today to destroy men's lives. And so if she doesn't get what she wants, how she wants, she will attempt to destroy your life with false allegations. And so I don't regret any of it. The only thing I regret is there were points in time where we were filming the Otter Creek films or the Otter Creek town hall meetings. And I actually promoted by saying, if you want to really see what's going on in Otter Creek, go over to the Otter Creek politics that she and John Crook created. And so I promoted her Facebook page. That's the only thing I regret. ever promoting anything she's ever had her hands on.
Understandable.
Exposing and accountability, no regrets, and no regrets either.
No regrets.
So I'm watching this and I'm going through like I'm looking at it from an attorney standpoint, right? So I always tell my clients, give me all the information, right? I want to take it all in so I can figure out what's important and what's not. So I start watching this and I'm like, okay, so there's obviously some odd neighbors. And then, okay, this guy's going in to bitch about a $50 water bill. Man, I mean, it doesn't seem worth it. And then I keep watching and then I'm like, oh my God, they're charging him for 17,000 gallons. And then I see the town sort of rise up around you and kick out a lot of these town councilmen and elect a new mayor. And then all this stuff sort of breaks free and becomes public knowledge. And they seem to be cleaning up their act. And I was almost like, this is kind of like, and then the water's not being treated and there's acid being dumped in it. I'm like, I'm thinking like Aaron Brockovich, you have an interview with a woman who's missing her teeth. And I'm like, oh my God, the stuff that you guys uncovered. And then it just devolves into this whole other situation with Lynette. And now you got me saying it.
The northern accent.
That's how
Even
she
the
pronounces
lawyers
it,
are
by the
saying
way.
it.
I heard it
Yeah.
in court. She said
Yeah, she did say Lynette. But it's this never-ending sort of
Gonna tell me I have extra pieces left over.
story. And I'm trying to think, like, if I was to, wave the magic wand and do this over, where could you not do this or do something different to prevent the $140,000 in attorney fees you're spending or whatever it is now? That's all I'm thinking.
The state of Florida should have prevented that. From the very moment where we got back this winter season, when we were 5 minutes into Levy County at the sheriff's station and they stalked us there, they should have been arrested immediately. They broke the civil protection orders, period. The state of Florida should have stopped all that. None of it should have been to this point. That is because of the state of Florida breaking both state law and federal law. So as an attorney, there's nothing you could have done different. The state of Florida is the one that missed the mark.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I'm just trying to mess with my chat for a second here. Yeah, that's the other thing too. So, but from a legal standpoint, I believe the judge is correct in saying you can't have mutual restraining orders, but if they're separate causes of action, there is a potential legal theory for that. He should be in a position to enforce the
Ohio.
He is in a legal position to enforce the Ohio order, and he should do that. But I don't think you want him to now. I don't think you want to go to him with a violation of the Ohio order because I don't think he'll do anything. So you might be better off in Ohio. But initially, yes, you would have expected him to do it, or at the very least, the county sheriff. So the county sheriff sounded like they were going to enforce it, then they weren't going to. I know when John Cook was yelling at Georgia that they're like, yeah, no, we don't have a restraining order on file or anything like that. So are they actually assisting you guys at this point, or are they still saying no, we can't do
I'll
anything?
let George answer that one because I answered the last one.
So when we announced we go live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, and Jeremy announced that we were gonna head straight to Levy County Sheriff to give them a copy of our permanent civil stalking protection order so that they can domesticate it in the Florida system.
And pause. We found out you don't domesticate civil protection orders. The state of Florida must enforce it. There is no domestication needed whatsoever. All right, now go.
So Lynette and John knew we were going to be there.
George, not Georgia. I'm sorry, I said it. It's George.
That's okay.
You can
I've
call
been-
us whatever you want.
I've
You
been
can
called
be
much
smart,
worse.
I'll still answer.
Well, I do have to vouch for Dave. He is absolutely horrible with names.
Yeah, it's not
He is
personal.
one of the worst people I've ever met with names.
I've
So
been
I'm pretty
called
impressed he's got
the
most of
worst.
it so far, actually.
The worst. The best person on the planet, but the worst with names.
McKinley from Legally Live. She was on our panel, and I could not for the life of me remember her name. I
He
don't
was
know
calling
what I
her
was.
something different every time.
You
my
know
God.
her name is Michelle, right? You know
Yeah,
her
right,
name is Michelle. I mean, come on.
That's too hard for him to pronounce.
Sorry, go on, George.
And then Jeremy announced exactly why we were going to the Levy County. Levy County Sheriff's Office. There was 3 things that we needed. And so she went there knowing we were going to be there, again, knowingly and willingly, ignoring the 500-foot distance with the civil protection order. We have this all on tape. I don't know if you caught that video where she was parking in a handicapped spot, and
Yep.
she has you can't miss her vehicle. She drives a white Jeep Gladiator with red handlebars.
And you can smell it from 500 feet away.
And she
What's it
reversed
smell like? Wait. What's it smell like?
John Crook's septic in his knee.
Okay.
Jeremy's
Oh.
funny. He should do stand up.
I do on YouTube.
Nice.
And so the parking lot's pretty big. She reverses. He's recording. He goes out to his truck because he's got a cough, an annoying cough, and he wanted to get his drink. And she's out there. He comes back in. He's like, oh my God, they're both out there. So he grabs the phone, starts recording them. They don't leave immediately. She reverses out of the handicap spot and then goes and parks next to our truck and trailer.
I saw that. Did you guys find any trackers, by the way? Because I saw where you were looking for the trackers and nails and stuff.
We did use our magnet that we have for magnet fishing, and we didn't find any. And then we haven't found any trackers, but we haven't really done like a thorough. I know I haven't checked my vehicle, but we did like a quick glance on the pickup truck.
It's not like you guys broadcast to the world your location at any given time, anyways, on YouTube. But it's just...
And
So
So was this the incident where she called and tried to get the police to give you guys a contempt violation for filming outside of the
no,
courthouse?
that was
No,
on
before
that was
the-
hearing number 2.
Okay. Interesting.
was that out? That was outside the courthouse, right? Outside the courthouse, she's complaining that you're there when you literally just walked outside the court.
It's hilarious.
Is
Yeah,
that
that
was that
we were
my
on the
understanding?
ramp. We were on the ramp laughing
ramp.
at her, and that our attorney was filming her.
Oh, this woman's crazy, y'all.
See, but I've dealt with these people before. They're frustrating, and you don't know what to do with them until you hope the judge eventually just sort of spanks them and puts them in the room. But when you have a judge that doesn't do that, it's infuriating.
Well, and keep in mind too, there's a little more going on, right? There's gunshots going off in all crazy hours, and
serious stuff happening.
It's not just like a crazy lady that is suing you for stupid petty reasons,
Well,
right?
there's physical danger now.
Yeah, there's some serious crazy going on.
So now you have also a semi-clothed realtor running down your gate too.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, in a blurry, darkened image, she looks fairly attractive. How is she? You know,
Hold on.
She-
Keep it up.
She is not attractive.
Oh my
Awesome.
gosh, it's so cute. I'm obsessed.
I like it.
I love it.
See the
I love
turtle?
it. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh, there he is. Nice.
Michelangelo.
Heck yes. Love it.
Monkey Island, everyone. My first Lego as an adult.
That's
I
awesome.
like it.
So
Well, now
that's
you're making me feel bad. I built so many Lego as an adult.
That's Michelle McCain. And remember, we talked about the neighbors that were encroaching and drugs were happening. Well, she was on drugs. She was over there for drugs, and then in her underwear on drugs, and then crashed through my gate on drugs. And then Lynette went and posted online that I was sleeping with her, and that's why she crashed through my gate, because I wouldn't sleep with her anymore.
And that she was our real estate agent that helped
And
us
that
buy
she
the
was
ranch.
our real estate agent, and a bunch of
Put it out
other
and get it over with.
defamatory things that she's being sued for. So
And
we
so
don't.
we
never
got
met her.
lucky. One of the locals caught her on camera crashing into the gate.
Yeah,
You're
there's
on
a so I had a hard time with the names too and who was who, and so that's why I went back through 3 years of videos and just sort of watched them chronologically. This was just a random woman in the videos, was like a random woman that crashed into their gate off of the Tower Road, which is this easement. And then I kind of heard a little bit of the backstory about it in that video. But there's just a lot of weird random stuff. And you guys had no idea this was going on when you bought the property, right? You
No,
know
and
what-
everything, all this craziness comes back in full circle. So that picture that I was telling you about with Lynette and Jamie in front of our drive-through sign.
Yeah.
Guess who has that drive-through sign?
Her?
The half-naked realtor. She stole it from
Stole
her.
it.
And she's posted all over Facebook the past month that she has it.
Well, that's admitting your crimes on the internet. You shouldn't do that, people. You shouldn't
So many
admit your
people
crimes
do
on the
that.
internet.
Yeah, Valhalla made me stop doing that like a long time ago.
We have literally come across some of the stupidest, dumbest, foolish, ignorant people we have ever seen in our lives.
Wow.
The realtor, the half-naked drug addict realtor, stole that sign and posted all over her Facebook that she's got it.
So where's that sign? Where was that sign originally?
Well, originally it was at a McDonald's, and we had to have a drug addict go steal it from there. But that's besides the point. Okay, we're talking about naked lady. No, so that was in a storage unit that one of our buddies bought, and it's a McDonald's drive-through sign. And the drug addicts would come up and they would park and get drugs right there. So I fenced everything off, and then I kept the fence 6 feet from the road in case government needs to get in there for anything, employees. But they still come and park on my property. So I put a drive-through sign that a buddy gave me. He said, "Hey, put this up. Maybe they'll keep on driving instead of parking and getting drugs."
Oh, that's funny.
Sign so that they can, so that they don't have to drive through.
Okay.
Now, so you get this order in Ohio, which says that they have to stay 500 feet from you, right? Both of them. But you guys still drive by them and you film. Do you think that you might have been using sort of this shield a little bit as a sword in any way by antagonizing them with it? And hey, you guys can't come by, but we can film you.
You can't antagonize somebody who's doing something right. Okay. And so for the reason why we got civil protection orders were for the key word protection. Now, how do you prove that the civil protection order is broken or violated if you're not filming and protecting? This is our protection, protecting yourself. So no, there's no aspect of a sword in it. The whole focus is protection. And there should be nothing for them to fear. There is no sword. If they just do what they're supposed to do, there is nothing. Which, if they would have actually taken the cease and desist, there'd be nothing. There wouldn't even be civil protection orders right now. But they wouldn't cease and desist. They ramped it up. And then with the protection orders, they ramp it up even more and more and more. So no, there's no aspect of a sword. You can't swing a sword at somebody who doesn't show up to fight. And so they're told to stay away. If they're not breaking the law, there's nothing to fear for them.
Well, on top of that, go ahead.
Not to mention, when I do drive by, based on the fact that we've been told by other neighbors, not something that we asked for, it's something that we were told. They're shooting at the property. It's happened more than once. So in my mind, if I'm filming, and I don't blatantly film them like they make it sound. I don't like stick my hand out the window with my camera and do that. All I'm doing is I have a dash. My phone literally is sitting like this on my dash, and I have it running. And they know that we film, and I like that they know that we film because they are less likely to pull a gun out and shoot us if they know that they're being filmed.
When remember, Levy County Sheriff won't do anything unless it's filmed.
Right.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
you have
interesting.
solid evidence for them to do anything, it has to be filmed.
It makes me very nervous. They're very weird people anyway. And John, I'll give you a for instance. I go get mail almost every single day. I have to go to the post office to get mail. John knows what vehicle I drive. They all know what vehicle I drive. They've talked about the vehicles I've drive. I'm at the post office. I have gone into the post office. I've got an entire package, a handful of packages. When I come out, Russ the Sus is pulled up. I'm in the car. I'm getting nervous because John now has pulled up and he literally parks directly beside me. It's a small,
very small parking
lot in the post office, but
he does it on purpose to intimidate.
He parks literally right beside me. I'm the only other person there besides Russ, who is on the other side. He didn't park near me. He parks right up next to me, opens his door, gets out of his car, looks at me. I'm fumbling around trying to get my keys because I don't want to have anything to do with it. I am trying to get my phone so I can start filming because I wasn't filming at the time. And he shoulder checks my rear view mirror on my passenger side. And it makes me jump. And then
does it to intimidate her.
And so then I start my phone and I stick it in the dashboard and I film them both sitting there talking as I'm backing out. And he had no reason to do that. He didn't have to park where he parked. He didn't even have to stop when he stopped. But he wants to intimidate. And this thing about, his poor little knee and he's got all these problems and he has a cane and he every time I've ever seen him, he is walking perfectly fine. So they drag that stuff on. That's an excuse.
Okay.
It's a game.
What is this whole bandage up to his crotch situation and having to jump a fence or not?
When you have knee surgery, you have to have a bandage from your hip to your hip.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the reality. He was jealous of my plumbing, and he was trying to get a 2-inch wide pipe.
It's 2 inches after all.
2-inch wide pipe.
And so
hang on.
There were
done.
Crotch. I'm done.
We'll tell them what you're serving.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, I like that.
And then this, and where'd it go? I can't do it.
Turtle soup?
So it opens up the little guys inside to serve his little drink. There's a little girl already got her little drink.
But what kind of drink?
Oh my god, it's so cute.
We're serving turtle smoothies.
Yeah.
I love it. It's adorable.
So,
can I be the second customer?
You can.
Oh my
Extra turtle, please.
Love it.
Very cute.
Nice.
Where's the one I said I wanted to do?
So, by the way, I love that you were throwing the 2-inch pipe everywhere when you did the dollar sale, and you had like the 2-inch pipe, and you were selling hot dogs and calling them 2-inch pipes, and
the pipe cutting ceremony instead of a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yeah, all of that was amazing. It's this type of thing that I would do to troll ridiculous town council. So that was absolutely amazing.
Which we have huge sense of humors, even in the worst and most difficult of circumstances. There's going to be something to laugh about.
Well, you have to, right?
Constantly, there's going to be something to laugh about, and Levy County continues to give us material that we never fathomed to keep laughing and laughing and laughing.
You're not wrong there, man.
So, but he did have knee surgery, supposedly, right? I mean,
how do you believe anything that comes out of any of their mouths?
I did all these clips too. I pulled down all these clips that I was going to throw up for today, and I just didn't get them ready in time because I was so far behind in watching all your streams. But you have the whole "my mother's dead, she's not dead" situation. Everyone's on the verge of dying. Everyone has a septic tank in their brain, or whatever she says. Yeah, it's just so much ridiculousness. But yeah, so beyond that, you purchased a school down there, right? An old schoolhouse. What have you done with that schoolhouse? Because I wasn't clear on the plan, although I see a lot of like activity going on. So what's the purpose of the schoolhouse? What are you guys doing with that?
Go for it, George.
So one of our plans when we moved to Otter Creek was to be on a ton of acreage, to have a ton of land to play on in the event that the world shut down again. Because remember when COVID-19 hit, they shut the world down, wanted everyone in the house, isolated, don't leave your house. And then after having thyroid cancer, when I had a thyroidectomy, I just became extremely sensitive to the cold. And so one of Jeremy and myself, one of our long-term goals was to eventually move to Florida. Well, with the cancer, that made our moving to Florida become a short-term goal, which is how we ended up here in Otter Creek. Cedar Key was actually our first choice. There is a video out there where we view a few different properties. And then our real estate agent at the time twisted our arm to come look at the property in Otter Creek because we were both like, no, we looked at the picture. We're not interested.
The naked gate crasher lady.
Which we did not know.
Google Maps. And so one of the plans was, because we buy storage units, abandoned storage units, and we resell the inventory on multiple platforms, is we needed a place to store it all, right? So Jeremy was going to build. Nice. Is that complete?
No, we're getting there. We're getting there.
So one of the plans was to be able to store all of the inventory. So we were going to put up like a pole barn, a 10,000 square foot pole barn to store all of our inventory, to ship our items from our Sunday night auctions along with eBay. Well, the schoolhouse ended up, we didn't even know that it was up for sale. The schoolhouse was having a yard sale, and I wanted picnic tables for the ranch. So Jeremy and I came to the schoolhouse. I had heard that the clients, because they had adults, this was like an adult learning center for like mentally challenged adults.
Okay.
I had heard that they moved to a new location, and I was asking one of the employees, how do you guys like your new location? And then that opened up a conversation of, we hate it there. It's so small. We're supposed to be selling this place to the church, but they're playing games. And the school happened to be 10,000 square feet, which is exactly what we wanted to store our inventory. And so we bought it with the intent of storing inventory, having it as a studio. Because right now, Gianna and we are in the schoolhouse. We're on the stage, like in the old auditorium, where you would have plays on the stage, and then to have community events, which we've had. How many events so far? We had the dollar sale. We had a community yard sale. We had Christmas in the Creek, and I feel like we had one more. And then we had the fill your tote.
The fall thing was,
where people could bring in a tote and fill it up, and they would only pay $5.
Oh, that's cool.
So four community events so far. And so that was our intention of mostly storage for our inventory, and then a studio as well. And our plan ended up being 1,000 times better, and God provided, and we have the schoolhouse.
Very cool.
So you also bought another unit though too, or another property there. Isn't it called like the Ark or something?
That is the school.
That's the
Oh, is
school.
that the school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you just have the one property. Someone asked what I had built, and I had built the little, cabin on the Florida Keys here. So that's Jeremy and George, not Georgia. And then
Good job, buddy. Good job.
Lynette and her turtle sitting down there too.
Who loves the Lynette?
just for the record, Lynette and her turtles would never be on the same island. I'm putting that out there.
I added a character to my Monkey Island. Do you want to see?
Oh, please.
Yes, of course.
You would love to. Oh
Nice.
my gosh.
You see him?
Yes.
I dig it.
Is that Jeremy?
Funny.
Yeah,
I
that's
love it.
Jeremy.
Very cute.
He's double.
Where's the
Okay.
news?
So I started this one. Can we explain how we got the order in Ohio? Now let me kind of guess. She reached out to your mayor in Ohio.
Pause
And that-
there. You're already off. It has nothing
No?
to do with it reaching out to the mayor. This is
Okay.
cyber stalking. This happens anywhere, anyway. They have threatened our lives with firearms. They have threatened and they have made sexual harassment. It's been constant sexual harassment and constant threats of our lives. Ohio has nothing to do with it except that we're residents in Ohio. And so we were here, had it, went and got the civil protection orders. It has nothing to do with her contacting. That wasn't even a part of us attempting to get a civil protection order. Or
Okay, I
if
thought
it
that she
was-
availed herself to Ohio jurisdiction.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. It's cyber stalking. It happens everywhere and anywhere. Has nothing to do with she crossed state lines. Has nothing to do with that at all. I don't even know if we used that letter. I can tell you we did not use the mayor. The emphasis of what we used was threats and sexual harassment from them.
Okay.
It was
Now,
posting.
someone in the chat says, okay, so she's a pathetic loser. So what? If you just ignore her, why don't you just ignore her?
I
so-
challenge that person in the chat to ignore somebody who's sexually harassing them constantly and pointing firearms at them and saying they're going to pop a cap in your blank and posting they have a picture of their tiny, not brick, but a tick in their significant other's mouth. I challenge you. Go ahead. Show me how well you do at ignoring that.
Don't forget the defamation signs as well.
Oh yeah, by
That's
the
the
way,
big
there's
one.
signs all over town saying that you're a child rapist as well. Show me how well you do at ignoring that. Show me. Prove to me you can ignore it. Lead by example and show me how you ignore
Well,
these
don't
Well,
forget. someone-
didn't you ignore it for like a long
months
time too?
and months and months. We ignored
Well,
it.
the day that Jeremy met her and took his tractor over there, Jamie, who's the godmother of the child, told him that Lynette moved there to be close to him, and we ignored it from that point. Up until she was told no on the donation box, and she started spiraling out of control, posting the most insane things online about not only
Everybody,
Jeremy
it's
and I,
not
but
just us, it's
everyone.
all the residents of Otter Creek. And the residents of Otter Creek are talking to us going, oh my goodness, this woman is psychotic. And we're going, yeah, we know. And they're looking at us going, it's your fault because she's here
You
because
brought her
she's
here.
your fan.
Yeah.
And we're going, we don't have anything to do with any fans. It's not, I was like, just ignore. And then it got so bad, I went, okay, we will handle this legally. Don't do anything. Let us handle it legally. Like, we're not talking one person in Otter Creek. We're not talking two people. We're talking, this is a town of 100 people. Half the town coming to us saying, these people are a problem. What's going to happen? As they're watching all this garbage, they're posting about everybody on these hate Facebook groups that they created.
Yeah. So we ignored for a very long time, and there's residents that are afraid to drive on the public road past their property to see their family members' memorial that's set up on our property because they're known for pulling out a firearm or shooting at vehicles that they think belong to me.
The neighbors all around them are scared to go out of their house when it gets dark because they can't see exactly what they're at, and they're shooting random firearms. This isn't one neighbor. This is every single one of their neighbors around them have told us the same thing and are willing to testify to it in court.
And has anyone else, to your knowledge, filed a or attempted to file a restraining order or an injunction against them? Like any of the other
we know
neighbors?
there was a restraining order or an injunction against Lynette, but against her, she couldn't be around her own grandkids. So we know of that one for sure in her past and history that she lied on all the paperwork about. But in Otter Creek, I mean, guys, to be very, very frank with you, if you guys please don't take this the wrong way, but this whole panel together I mean, there's a good chance this whole panel together right now generates more income than everybody combined in Otter Creek. Okay, so it's low income. These people don't have means to go and hire lawyers or things along those lines. So it's not something that's even in their wheelhouse to where they would be like, I mean, honestly, what they feel like is, what can I do? They don't even know that they can do something. And so that's where I even shared with you already. Residents are coming to us saying, holy cow, this woman's insane. This is your fan. Do something about this. We can't do anything about this. These are grown adults. We're neighbors in the town as well. We can't do anything about it. And then we finally said, okay, it is out of control. We agree with you. And we're going to handle it legally.
So someone's asked, or Ghosterly is asking in the chat, what's the most recent court filing that you have going on?
The writ of prohibition.
What I'm doing in Ohio now.
Okay. And that's a violation of the
They violated the civil protection order 3 weeks ago, almost 4 weeks ago, for an hour and a half, which Levy County detectives told us that they are going to arrest. They just needed the video clips from George, which she gave them 2 mornings ago. And they were supposed to go back and arrest them for that offense. But at the same time, obviously, I mean, it's no secret I'm in Ohio. So I think everybody can figure out why, is that they broke the civil protection order yet again. We've been very clear that the judge is going to mandate that they are in person now in Ohio for this offense. And she's allowed them to be on Zoom. She warned them last time, if this happens again, that there will be no more grace for them and that they would be mandated to be in person. And frankly, I mean, you can put all the pieces together. You know what's going on.
Yeah, they both of them knowingly and willingly knew they were going to violate the civil protection order. They even called the police ahead of time to tell them they were going to violate it.
They're not.
Is this the only judge, the Florida judge? Is that the only judge that hears these injunctions, personal protection, civil injunctions, whatever you want to call them, down there in that county?
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unless there's a reason he must, if there's a conflict of interest and he has to dismiss himself from the case, there's another, sometimes Bustamante will take some of them if he has to, but DeThomas's is the only one, really.
That's the thing that when you talk about conflict of interest, we have a judge who now the opposing counsel on your case is a former law partner. That itself, at least in Michigan, would conflict the judge out, and the judge should recuse himself on those grounds alone, just because they used to work with him. I know some judges that are now judges that weren't judges that I used to work with, and I would feel weird practicing in front of them. I would expect them to feel weird if I was practicing in front of them, and I would expect them to recuse themselves on those cases. Nothing like that exist in Florida, or was that never a basis filed? Or I mean, it's like how I don't know. It just seems like the appearance of impropriety, right?
I think the funny part is most of these people in this area are related, but the Thomases isn't actually from Florida. He moved to Florida to go to University of Florida, and he never left. And so he has no relation, but yet there's a tremendous amount of conflict of interest, though. So everybody's related to everybody. It's the good old boy system, and there's conflicts of interest in every aspect that you can find in every layer in Levy County.
It's very.
I even challenged a judge once because him and opposing counsel went to the same church every Sunday, and I'm like, you guys are commingling outside. You've got a relationship that exists outside of the courtroom. In this case, that's inappropriate. And this was a former law partner, presumably. It just seems like that alone should require the judge to recuse himself.
Yeah, you would think. It's just been very odd.
The whole thing, it reeks of small town politics. It reeks of good old boys that don't want to get off their ass to actually look and see what's wrong with the meter.
Yeah.
They just want to charge you as much as they can and be done with you for the day. And they've been in these positions where they don't have anybody to check them for years, decades, generations even. And it seems like it's all being brought to light down in Levy County. And I'm here for it, man. I'm here for the.
Does the Ohio order not restrict Lynette or John from possessing a firearm?
So unfortunately, it does not, which we found very, very odd, considering that many of the things that we brought before them was the aspect of firearms, and there was threats with firearms. And so we don't know if she screwed it up, but the January 10th, we were in court in Ohio again for contempt of court for them continuing to break the civil protection orders. And we have asked that all firearms be taken away from those two.
Do we know how Lynette found this particular attorney?
We have our suspicions.
Okay, we'll leave
You
it at
want a
that.
suspicion, or you? I mean, I can't give you.
I'm for rumors as long as we identify them as rumors and conjecture and not facts.
So there's obviously something going on in the aspect with Amanda Martin, the victim's advocate for Levy County, and Lynette's MO is immediately call any victim's advocate, anything she can get for free, any money she can scam and con you out of. So 100% she's been talking with the victim's advocate, and at the same time, the victim's advocate obviously is going to know Silverman and DeThomasis are good buds. So I'm sure there was, again, it's my opinion of trying to put pieces together that I don't have proof from. I will state that there is a process of where we are in the midst of a process of trying to get all the evidence to put all the pieces together. And that's all I'm going to say in regards to that. But we do not have the evidence to prove anything other than that.
Okay.
So speculation. It's speculation.
Someone says the judge called him. Well, that's kind of what I was like. He could have, I guess.
She sort of sounds like that. What's her name's mom? That girl who just got out of jail.
Rose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't she?
Constantly manipulating the system.
Yeah.
Well, there's, from my understanding, there's a possibility that her mom actually had Munchausen's by proxy. And I don't know.
According to the family, she was diagnosed. Yes.
I don't know how true that is. This was from the stepdaughters, right? From Tug and Megan's stream the other night.
We've gotten it from the stepdaughters, from the biological children as well. We've gotten it from the whole family.
The mom that died but didn't die.
Yeah.
So on the mom that died, that didn't die, and Lynette, both of them. And so we have yet to see an actual piece of paper that proves that, but all we have is frankly hearsay of what multiple people have told us, and they've told us the same thing.
So if you guys are just joining us and you don't know what the Hales are, we have Jeremy and George here, as well as I forgot your name already because I'm
Deanna.
That's
Deanna?
Mike.
Yeah.
That's Mike.
Mike.
Okay. Mike. George and Mike over there.
I like it.
That works.
George and Jorge.
They have a YouTube channel where Jeremy essentially just documents his life, and they've been caught up in this drama in Otter Creek, Florida, and which led to first of them uncovering a bunch of shenanigans going on with the township board, I guess, and then that led to sort of a conflict with some of the neighbors that seemed to be supporting a sort of a corrupt old boys network of a board and mayor. And now there's a drama with the neighbor across the street who seems to have, if I'm to summarize this correctly, moved there in anticipation of getting closer to you guys with the hopes of leeching off of you. And then when that didn't become obvious, turned on you and is using members of the board that the township board that you guys are against, as sort of leverage a little bit, and it's just exacerbated from there. Is that that's kind of what I've looked at this like 30,000 foot overview. She's just sort of a person of opportunity, is kind of what I'm gathering. Like she moved down there with the hope of the opportunity to kind of leech off you guys, and then
I thought this live stream was about tramp stamps. I thought that's what
Who are you gonna call?
Love it.
I thought that's what we were doing.
Oh, I love it.
And then that led into
give you one.
insane issues with judges, with a particular judge, and that caught the LawTube community by storm. So we are here interviewing What the Hales and building some Legos and having a couple of. I'm drinking of course, my Michelob Ultra because I got to watch my figure.
You're such a little girl. Yingling for the win, y'all. Yingling for the win.
And I'm drinking my iced tea as always.
Nice.
I'm just drinking water.
Nice.
And Jeremy refuses to build Legos, even though it's a Lego stream.
You guys are breaking all the rules today.
I actually went to Walmart. I went to Walmart earlier, and I tried to find a turtle purgatory, but they were sold out, man. I looked too.
I have something you can build for the next stream, Jeremy.
So here's the difference, okay?
Yes.
That's perfect. There you go.
Look at Otter Creek, okay? Look at Otter Creek, and now here I am, and this is.
I can't tell what they mean. What does that mean?
So here I am at home, and this is my mayor of my village here, and this is what I'm greeted to. Hello, neighbor. And then I'm like, hey, I saw a real skeleton. He's like, oh, is it even legal to have one? And I mean, this is my mayor here. The people are so nice and so caring, and they take care of each other. And I love that. And we have no issues. Our neighbors, we do have neighbors, although they are quite a bit far away. Our neighbors winter in Florida as well. And they've already told us, we want you to buy our house. We want you to have our house because our kids don't need it, and you're the only one that will appreciate it and take care of it. They want, upon their passing, they want us to own their property and home. Now, look at that up here. Mayor saying, hey, neighbor. And then our neighbor saying, we want you to have it, not our kids. We want you. You'll appreciate it. You'll take care of it. Versus we go down south and literally people go, I'll trespass on your property. I'll do whatever I want on your property. I'll sell drugs on your property. Oh, by the way, then I'm going to stalk you. Then I'm going to steal from you. Oh, you're going to be assaulted as well. I'm going to threaten your life with firearms. Oh, yeah, by the way, the judge is even biased, right? I mean, it's insane. It is night and day. Night and day.
So much for
Can we talk about
hospitality?
That's, I guess.
Can we talk about 6,000 emails? You were able to receive, or the town found the mayor at the time, the past mayor, this is the recent one, found 6,000 emails that apparently talk about you guys being the outsiders and charging you more money and for the water and things like that. Were you able to actually go through those 6,000 emails, or are those still with the township in their investigation?
Circular.
I am currently at June 12th, 2012. That's where I'm currently at. That's my note reminding me of where I'm at in those 6,000 emails. They went all the way back to 2008 or 2006. I forget now.
Do you remember?
And these are between all the township board members and the clerk and everything.
Yes. They're so dumb. They never deleted their deletes. They never deleted their sents. They self-incriminated. That's how dumb they are. It's just mind-blowing. And then in the other spectrum, it's literally like Otter Creek is like you have these horrible few and you have these beautiful many. And the horrible few have worked their way and manipulated their way into leadership in Otter Creek. And the precious many just don't know what to do. And the horrible few are so They suck at being horrible. Like they fail at it. They leave all the evidence. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. We literally have an email conversation between Mary DeGroot, town hall clerk, and Attorney Worm, town attorney, talking about how they need to cover up that they charged us $50 when everybody else pays $22.50. Every business, every organization, every resident, and they have it in email form. It's insane.
Software that they were using to bill didn't even exist. That $50 wasn't even an area where she could build or she could bill in the system. It was made up out of the air.
That's exactly what it sounds like, though, right? It just sounds like a bunch of rednecks doing whatever they want to do and getting away with it, like I said earlier, because nobody's ever checked them. They've never had
Nobody kept them accountable.
They've never had to answer for any of their potential corruption. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did they mention you by name? That was my question. When you said that they need to cover up that they charged you $50 and all this stuff, did they mention you by name, or was it just alluded to? Like that one guy with the 2-inch pipe. Was that what was said?
You're asking as a mayor right now. Let me see if I still have the screenshot of that one. I probably don't have the screenshot of it in my phone anymore because we've already shared it.
I know. I remember on one of your videos you mentioned an email and you read it, but it was alluding to you. I was the one video that I saw, but it didn't mention you by name. So that's my question: is do you have, or are they mentioning you by name? Are they saying that YouTube guy or
Mr. and Mrs. Hales or
yeah. Hi, Mrs. Hales. How are you? Hello. How goes your build?
So I don't remember the email word for word, but it matches the timeline of events of when the email was sent to the attorney. I think Jeremy's looking for the email now, but it 100% targets.
Deleted it off my phone for space for YouTube.
It absolutely targets him because it falls within the timeline of events.
Okay, fair enough. Circumstantial evidence can be attributed. I was just wondering. And is Worm still the city attorney?
Worm.
I don't know what his name is.
No.
He resigned. And he resigned, and then Russell and Don voted on a new attorney, and now they hate her.
Yeah, they hate her because she's telling them to do, you guys are all
follow
do your job.
Babe, is Mayor Dan in the chat? Because he's texting me. He's like, hey, you got some of them rednecks right down the street. I said, who, you? He must be in the chat.
In all fairness, I lived in Northern Illinois and I moved to East Tennessee. So I say it with all the love in the world. I love my rednecks. I love them. You guys are amazing.
There's some great ones out there.
There really are. And when you show up in the South and you look like this with dreadlocks and stuff, people give you time to settle in before they really, want to come around. See what you're all about.
You cookies and cakes.
Yeah, now I get vegetables every summer. I get,
I love it.
They're not even human waste vegetables. They're like good vegetables.
Not for the pigs.
And George will tell you, I'm as redneck as you get, but I'm not disrespectful to people.
No,
you have my respect from the get-go. You start lying to me, manipulating me, stealing from me, you have none of my respect. Period. And so. I love people for who they are, and then when you make that nasty turn, I'm not okay with it at all. Oh, I guess Mayor Dan is in the chat, they're saying. Okay. So, Mayor Dan, I'm home.
Hello, Mayor Dan. Welcome.
Hi, Mayor Dan.
Hope you're enjoying the evening.
Is this the one that was on the video that received the email?
Yeah, he did receive the email.
Okay. Did a video ever come with that? Because there was talk of a video. Right?
Yeah, there's video as well.
Okay. What was the video of? I can't remember.
It's John Crook stalking me onto my property, trespassing on my property, and then filming and him admitting in video that he's stalking me at my property. And then he goes, oh, we're going to wait for Jeremy right here. And then previously he pulled a firearm out on me, told me to go toe-to-toe with me. He's posted that he has a picture of his sock in her mouth. And so I went, why don't you get out of the car and go toe to toe with me right now?
So then he says, come touch my Jeep and see what goes bang,
Bang.
3 times.
So he threatened to shoot me 3 more times, which that video was used in court to get civil protection orders. He stalks me, trespasses, then threatens to shoot me 3 times.
I remember one of the earliest videos of your What the Otter playlist involved the neighbor that had someone living in her home that she didn't authorize, and then another good old boy showing up in a truck that was yelling at you because you wouldn't allow his family to dump on your property anymore. Who are those people? Are they tied in with this anymore?
So he's talking about Tommy's house, which Tommy is a female. I know all these got George, Mike, Tommy. They're all females. I'm
Very
telling you,
hard to keep up.
You mean
It's
the
Otter
guy who
Creek.
said, I am Levy County? That guy?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, who's that guy?
Well, here's a funny story. That guy's daughter, the guy's daughter was a volunteer elf for our Christmas in the Creek event, and she was incredible. As a matter of fact, that guy's daughter or son just had a meeting with me last week and said, Jeremy, will you bid on my hog at 4-H? And I said, I would love to. I really want to.
Awesome.
But I can't be there because I'm here. And so I asked him, I said, will you please invite me to do this again next year so I can be a part of that for you? So that guy's emotions got the best of him under the circumstances. And we'll let the guy who says I am Levy County off the hook. But
well, because I wanted to confront you a little bit and say I thought you were a bit of a dick to him.
To
that video.
To the I am Levy County.
Yeah, I am Levy County guy. When he first arrived, and like the other people that were there about cleaning up, I thought you were a bit of an asshole. And that was like my first taste of you too. I'm like, this guy's going to be a dick. And then I am Levy County. That's awesome.
Outstanding.
But as I kept watching it more and more, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that was going on that wasn't filmed necessarily.
Well, yeah, you don't see it.
Yeah.
You don't.
And then the first video I saw with you confronting Mary in the township about your bill, I later learned that wasn't the first conversation you had with her about your water bill.
Not at all.
And I was like, well, he was kind of a dick to Mary too. But then as it goes on, that wasn't like you had been dealing with her for quite a while about your bill before that encounter. Do you think, I guess, so my question is do you think you could have handled those situations a little differently?
No. Well, let me back up. You can handle any situation differently. Is your question, do you think I should have handled?
Should have, and it would have resulted in some like a different path. You know?
No, because what you don't know behind the scenes is everything that already had taken place and nothing else had corrected the situation or the circumstances. So what you don't know is the full history of what they were doing on the property. What you don't know is the full history of town hall. Nothing had changed. Nothing. So the only way to get it to stop and to fix it was to come out guns a-blazing and say, this will not be tolerated ever again. Correct it. And guess what? It finally got corrected.
Well,
So
yeah,
Mary-
I see that, and then I see the town sort of rising up too,
Absolutely.
sort of behind you, and that was really
See,
cool.
What you don't know is the years and years and the history that they've been doing this to these people. Nothing changed in regards to Jeremy and George coming into Otter Creek, except we took our cell phones and turned it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jeremy had asked for what did you want? The town ordinance? He had requested public records for 3 years, and Mary refused to give it to him. And after 3 years, he's like, all right, I'm done. I'm done waiting patiently.
And you watch a video and you go, oh my goodness, Jeremy is such a 2-inch pipe. And I don't use that language typically. So Jeremy is such a 2-inch pipe. How dare he? What you don't understand, 3 years of nothing happening. And I have to sue the town because they They think they can do anything they want with anyone they want, anytime they want, on anybody's property, with anybody's money, and they don't understand respect for other people. And they've been doing this to the residents for who knows how long.
For years. So
Forever.
Madam Mayor, she treated Madam Mayor the same way, where she had requested public records and wanted a copy of the town ordinance. And Mary ignored her and refused to give it to her as well. So it wasn't just Jeremy, it was other residents as well.
Listen, if you were to have moved into Otter Creek, Mary would have treated you like a piece of trash, period. You are not from Otter Creek.
She would have given you a nickname.
She would have given you a nickname. Everybody wants to go, oh, Jeremy gives all these people nicknames. Our nicknames came from Mary's own documents. She nicknamed all the outsiders. And so you
came
could
up with
either
Turtle
go,
Lady.
Turtle Lady comes from Mary.
That was from Mary.
That's outstanding.
Did you watch the video?
You can go, oh man, they're horrible people. But at the same time, you can see I have a very positive relationship with my mayor, and he wants to know, hey, how long? I can guarantee if he's in the chat, Dan, just call me tomorrow, man. So I mean, he's probably best to say, hey, this is how they came into a community. We've been in this community for 2 years now. And Mayor Dan's probably best to say, well, this is how they came into the community. This is what they're like, because here's another mayor up north who could give testimony to, okay, is Jeremy like this? Or is, what's his thoughts, his process? Because we came in here 2 years ago. And I guess my question would be, why haven't we experienced anything like this here? What's the difference?
Well,
A crazy turtle.
northern states are generally better, but I'll let Valhalla
Stop
explain
it.
that.
Stop it.
My state is the best, but they take
Said
on it.
no one ever from
Are you allowed to
California.
say- Are you allowed to say which state?
I live in California, and they tease the heck out of me for
It's
that.
not the best. It's by far one of the worst possible places to live. And
It's-
if you live in California, you should
only
run
place they
immediately
will
before you catch on fire again.
No,
Or
no,
Well,
no, no, no.
Valhalla's a
Stay
state
there.
I'm
We
gonna
don't want
follow.
Californians anywhere.
No, we
around.
don't. We want to stay here. Thank you so much, though, for inviting us.
There are some very good people.
We should
in
give Mayor
California.
Dan a link.
Thank you,
and get him in the
Deanna. I
chat.
like
My-
you.
My
Yeah, why
aunt
not?
Amelia George lives in
right.
California.
See,
I'm gonna call
There you
him
go.
right now. Oh, he is
Send-
in the chat. No, Dan, I'm gonna send. Can I send Mayor Dan the
Yeah,
chat?
yeah. Send him a link.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then you can kick me out. Like, I want him to be honest with you guys. Like, Dan, be butthurt honest. Don't care about what I think. Say anything you want. Like, let them know how do we interact. I mean, I think you get what I'm at, but
oops, sorry.
you're not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm gonna
I
text.
didn't know.
I'm gonna text it to him right now.
I can attest, there's that good old boy thing, right? Like it's what it is. And being an outsider, being from the north, especially being a Yankee, it takes a little while. And I'm not trying to better my community. I'm just trying to hide. You know what I mean? I'm not.
People want to know where you
You're just
live,
trying to
Valhalla.
survive.
I live in East Tennessee.
He lives in Dollywood, y'all.
Tennessee's beautiful.
I love it.
I'll find
Nice.
out in May because I'm going to go
Are you
to
finished?
the Dollywood.
We are finished. Oh shit! I was finished until I just broke
You were
off the name
finished.
tag.
Uh-oh. Does that count?
Nice.
Valhalla, I love it. I'm so into your
You're
helmet.
getting really good at those helmets.
Oh wow!
That's awesome. Is that your
Cool.
shelf of Legos?
Yeah, show your
Yeah,
shelf.
oh shit!
Bring your-
Oh,
Oh,
did you just
no.
drop it?
Sounds like it.
It's okay. It's just the nameplate.
And Valhalla has real turtles too, by the way.
So this is these
are
are all like the
different.
bases, right?
Yeah.
Bases, and then I used to have a bunch of Star Wars stuff over there on that table.
Oh, yeah.
But I took it down and put the ships back there.
I
it's
like the
pirate
ships
ship, I like the
back
ship.
there. They look cute.
And then I've got the last several Lego streams that I've done. Are all the
Nice,
different helmets.
nice,
Wow.
nice. What's in the tank?
2 turtles
No,
from
I told you guys he's a turtle.
too brutal.
I thought you were
They're the good
joking.
kind.
No.
The good kind.
All right,
Yes,
Mayor
his are-
Dan
his
says
are
he's working.
pink.
He says he's working on it,
Are
trying
they-
to get in the chat.
Are
Dan,
they
you
yellow
should be able
bellies
to
or
just.
are they
No, they're
red?
pink. They're pink.
Pink?
I'll show you. I'll show you.
They're called like pink something, or I don't know what he said.
Mayor Dan, you should be able to just click on that link I text you from your phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
there
And
we
just
go.
kind of be steady with it.
And sometimes if you don't have, if you're not using Chrome, sometimes like if you have a Safari browser, mine won't let me stream from my phone anymore.
That's
Really?
just you.
It used to.
That's a
But
California
it's David,
thing.
it's a David thing. He put a block on me.
It's so tiny. Such a little turtle.
A Lego tech.
That would be cool.
Valkyrie wanted to show off her build.
Oh my god! Wait here. It's
should've
so
asked her
cute. Good job,
what it
Mrs.
was.
Mahola. It's
That's
really
awesome.
cute. I love it.
It's good. I like
She
it.
was doing it while we were streaming,
Nice.
right?
Apparently,
Yeah.
she got home while we were streaming.
Yeah,
It
she was in
wasn't-
chat. You couldn't see it most of the time, but
I could not. So these are pink belly
Yeah.
side neck turtles.
Oh.
yeah,
So
Very
pink.
pink.
Look, they really are pink. Look.
Very pink on the bellies.
Oh.
And they're from Papua New Guinea in Australia. So instead of tucking their head into their shell, they tuck it to the side underneath the brim of their shell.
Oh, okay.
They can't retract
Oh,
into
cool.
their carapace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're very cool.
Do you have
Yeah.
names?
I don't know.
That
They're-
one looks
they're-
like a George.
Yes, sir.
George.
As soon as you name them, they die. So don't name them Valhalla.
That
That's
is
what happened to your
true.
ducks.
You have to do it.
That's never happened to me.
I used to have it. Well, it was a yellow belly turtle in a 75-gallon tank. I named Crush because I'm, so artistic. And
I had a turtle when I was
she used to
16, and then I
or
gave it
she
back.
Used to chase, the little lasers you use for cats.
Yeah.
She used to
You chase
chase them
it?
in her tank, and,
That's pretty
and
awesome.
so that was pretty cool. So if you haven't tried that, you should see if yours will do it because it's really fun.
Nice.
I think I have a laser pointer somewhere too. I'm in North Central Illinois, HML Southwest.
You may not be able to get on it if you're talking to me.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to get on it if he's on the phone with you.
Yeah, and then get out of the actual. If you're on the live stream on your phone too, you probably got to close that out to get on the StreamYard. Okay.
Two.
All right. Bye bye.
Yeah, he should just be able to open up in whatever web browser he has on his phone.
Two of those.
You guys realize Mayor Dan has never been on a live
Ooh.
stream on LawTube.
He's only been featured on What the Hales. That's it.
So we
And
got
David, I've been starring chat as we've been going along. So if there's anything in there that snaps out at you.
There's so many of them. Oh, I
Is
got
that
a
a
ton of
snapping
gifted
turtle
memberships
bun?
thanks to Murph.
Yeah. And
Um,
yeah. So we might want to. And chat, I'm so sorry. Usually I'm really good about pulling things up, but it got really hectic tonight. So
Which one of you? We told you, Wendy. We gave you a heads up.
I did a good job. What you talking about, Willis? Shit.
Who's going to build the Titanic?
I'm the producer.
I
can
want the
do it.
Titanic. I
Right?
actually I have a sailboat for my next Lego stream, but it's not the Titanic.
Do you keep all your structures as well? Do you have a shelf as well?
I do. They're in various locations in the home, but the last one, the
He
last
keeps them in
couple
his
that I
tree
did, I
house.
did free builds. So this is actually Valhalla's studio.
Yeah.
Even has a little turtle tank over there with the turtle in it. You can see the
That's
turtle
awesome.
tank. And
Pretty
then
good,
Nick,
pretty good.
if you guys know Nick Starov, you've been on his channel, I think. Nick
Yeah.
Starov,
Everyone
Iowa.
knows Nicholas.
So my last build was his studio, which is right here. And so
The
that's
Wheel of
Nick's
Regret
studio.
guy.
The wheel.
Yeah, the Wheel of Regrets
exactly.
guy. Yeah. So that's his studio there.
That's awesome.
And his red cat that jumps on him all the time.
Mr.
and
Jingle.
claws
got a
his back.
beard and long hair, just like
Yep.
him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So those are my last couple of builds.
Where I'm gonna get one of
Deanna's
those.
gonna do the arc next.
Yeah.
The
Awesome.
Schoolhouse.
Nice.
I just
Ooh,
can't find
nice.
any like just generic loose Legos. Everything was a kit.
We stopped at the thrift store to see if we could just find random Legos, and we
Oh,
couldn't.
yeah.
Did they not let children use their imaginations anymore? Everything comes like,
Illegal.
I bought.
I have a whole bin, so I just started building random stuff
David, yours are
because
from your childhood. That's back in the olden days when they let us have our own Lego.
Well, I have 1,000
Yeah, I
Legos. They had some like golden edition Legos, or you got it that or 1,500. Might have been 1,500. Legos and you got a gold Lego inside, or got some gold Legos. I have that at my old place, in my other place. Or I would have done. I have to dig it up and bring it back with me next time I go visit.
I went to so for those that don't know, Megan Fox, she got her Lego thing from us. Okay, her Lego thing started because she's going to be on our
really
show.
good at it though,
next
y'all.
week.
She's good.
Yeah,
She's a natural.
She's
Nice.
autistically good. She's autistically
I heard she
good.
made the finger fence in honor of
it's
the
amazing.
finger at the
It
Hales.
is so
It's
good.
amazing.
It is so good.
I might disappear or freeze for a second. Hang on, guys. I gotta switch my internet.
Okay, so it's nice to be back.
Hey, Don's picture is with us in Hawaii. I just noticed that.
Yeah,
We met Dawn. We went to Hawaii and met Dawn. And her
she's the
family.
pickle in the middle.
Nice.
And Megan Fox was in chat earlier. I
Oh, was
didn't see her. Yeah, I didn't see her, but I saw people saying hi to her. And MG Law's in chat. Nicholas was in chat
I
earlier.
did see Nicholas. I see MG. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, MG.
Oh, I saw Legally Live earlier.
Yeah,
She's
she's
got-
She's been
moderating.
floating around.
Yeah,
She's probably still here.
moderating on David's side, I think. Yeah.
So,
I think
to
so.
go back to your last question, I think there's an absolute time to be a jerk, and there's an absolute time to be generous and to display grace. And typically, where I find that time to be a jerk is after 3 years of grace and nothing changes, or after tremendous amount of grace. And then people cross over into taking advantage and stealing and manipulating. And at that point, there's no more tolerance. And so there's a time for all things in all places, as long as it's appropriate in regards to, and when I mean appropriate, constitutionally protected. I don't believe I ever did anything illegal, but there were illegal things happening on my land.
Sure, and I get all that. I'm just I was just wondering, like, I always try to find the easiest way. I always, as an attorney, like I say that we're parachutes, right? We're not going to get you back into the airplane. We're going to make the landing as soft as possible. And so I'm always trying to figure out, like, what's the softest way to get out of this situation. You know, clients with principles are great, and I love principles. But just looking at it from, well, maybe if I just stopped filming her and talking about her, this would go away. But then you're voluntarily giving up your First Amendment right, because you have a right to talk about people that are injecting themselves into your lives. I'm just wondering if you ever considered that at all, or if that
I've
was ever
considered that they should have never stalked us here. They should have never tried to exploit and use us and take advantage of us. And they should have cease and desist, or they should have never done what they did. They broke constitutional speech, and that's why they have civil protection orders against them.
I'll be blatantly honest, and you were much more patient than I could have been in your situation. I would have reacted very poorly at some point or another, and you know.
Well, I at this point, I think it's obvious to even see in current videos that the amount of strength that it takes to restrain yourself as all these things continue to happen is much more strength than it would take to not restrain yourself. And you know, I'm in complete and total utter disbelief, and yet you know, people and supporters in the county, in the area, continue to tell us, thank you. Finally, somebody's taking a stand. Thank you. Somebody's finally can do something and make change. Thank you.
We are.
You know?
We're getting two types of responses. One is thank you for actually sticking up and voicing and not allowing this to continue. And two, we've never. And another one is we've never seen the judge act like this.
Yeah,
the judge is like the
he's an ass.
again from
He's
when
an absolute
when I first
ass.
saw anything associated with you guys, I was on MG Law's stream, and everyone was saying this judge is horrible, and I'm watching it's hearing one, and it's at the beginning, and I'm like, okay, this judge isn't that bad. He's doing what I would expect him to do with an improper, and then again when there was the whole continuance adjournment issue, he all of a sudden like turned, and he has never recovered, and he keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't know what's going on with this judge, but that was bad. And so that got me intrigued because, you know, people say, oh, bad judges, when, you know, you guys might be the ones in the wrong. Let me go take a look. And so I'm watching everything, and that's a really bad judge. He's new to the bench, right?
Yeah, he's fairly new.
Last couple.
Yeah,
he took the bench in 2020.
I vouched for a judge. I helped him with his campaign. I went to his parents' house and met them, and then put out signs and stuff. And he turned into a asshole of a judge that gets mad when people file motions. Your job is to hear motions. Why are you going to get mad when people file motions? And berate all the attorneys and all the parties. And he got that black robe syndrome. And I felt like, dude, I like campaigned for you. I despise judges like that.
Have you ever filed a motion to disqualify a judge?
I have. Yeah, actually, well, the one that I filed to disqualify was the one that went to church with opposing counsel every Sunday. But I have filed grievances. I had a case, a district court case. It was a smaller criminal case. My client was being accused by the judge of not providing documentation regarding her prescription medication because she was drug testing and stuff. It's like, I got a list of all these medication, you know, all these drugs in your system. And she's like, no, I gave this to probation. Probation lost it. She did the right thing by presenting the information, but he's going off on her, making her cry in court. I'm trying to explain, like, I'm looking at an email, judge, where she clearly sent this stuff to probation. He's cutting me off, and we were only in front of him for like that hearing only. So I didn't ask him to recuse himself, but I filed a grievance against the judge with the Judicial Tenure Committee. I'm like, this was wholly inappropriate. Grab the transcript, grab the video. I do go after judges and try to hold them accountable. And this particular judge, he's getting just worse and worse and worse. I think you said in one of your most recent videos, so it's like he's a scorned woman that's bringing back all this stuff from the past. That's exactly how he's acting. It's amazing. He's
With
still
butter.
talking about the damn adjournment. Oh, he said he could do it in 15 minutes. And what's your attorney's name again? I'm horrible with names.
Feather.
Feather.
How can
Yeah,
you
of course.
forget? Mark Feather.
He's
Well, you
horrible
know,
with names,
you know,
y'all.
Feather's no longer the attorney because Lynette made him a witness, and Jeremy had to find another attorney.
Yeah,
Lynette has now made her own lawyer, Silverman, a witness, and he will be called to the stand.
Yes.
I mean, she's gonna have to find another lawyer as well.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to bet the Silverman doesn't give back that $7,000.
I'm willing to bet Silverman doesn't give back a penny. And the fact that he's had to listen to her voice, he's earned every bit of it.
Right. Oh,
But she's claiming Silverman told her that she could be at town hall breaking the civil protection order. Now he's being called as a witness.
Yeah. Also in the video that we took, you can hear her say, I'm sending pictures to Silverman now.
So she broke attorney-client privilege. He'll be called as a witness, and she did it to herself.
there's nothing in that Ohio order that would indicate that Silverman should tell her that, right? Like, there's nothing that he could have gotten confused. It's either A, he never said that, or B, like you said earlier, he's attempting to get her arrested so he doesn't have to deal with her anymore.
That's the only reason he could have ever told her, yeah, go.
Because there's nothing in the order that
Beyond clear. The order is beyond clear. No public, no private places, no exceptions.
500
So do you
feet-
think he wants to be a witness so he can no longer be the attorney?
No, I would find that
Nah.
hard to believe.
Yeah.
There's easier ways to get out of it, right? You could just
Oh, sorry.
put in a
Withdraw,
motion.
right?
Right. You can just put in a
I
motion and be like, this lady's crazy. I don't want nothing to do with her. Hey, this lady's not paying me, whatever the case may be.
Oh, there's Mayor Dan.
Mayor
Hello, hello.
The leprechaun.
Welcome, sir.
I'm here.
Oh, she got
I
one.
I was like,
dig it.
is the color off on my screen or what's going on here?
I
No,
dig it.
no.
We got-
I'm big into haunts, the haunt industry. I'm a haunt actor in
I used to do that.
special St. Patty's Day event here at our the local JC's haunt, and I dressed up like a leprechaun and spent the last 2 nights entertaining myself and the guests.
Outstanding.
awesome.
Can I say that the JCs usually put on the best haunted houses? When I'm looking around for haunted houses, I go to the JC ones usually.
What's
Yeah.
JC?
It's pretty good. It's small here.
Entertaining.
My regular haunt's like a 50 years in existence. I have a whole different character for that time of the year.
Wait, what's JC?
The JCs here is they do it. A lot of the haunts are here, but there's a lot of paid haunts here. The JCs we donate. They donate all the money. The other one I work with during the season is it's for paid haunt for a business.
It's a not JC's is a nonprofit organization. Think of it like the Shriners kind of thing.
Okay,
Right.
I was gonna say I used to act for the Shriners haunted house.
Yeah,
up north.
they're just like that. Yeah, that's
Okay.
cool.
Correct.
Interesting.
That's cool, Paul. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna remove Jeremy here real quick. All right, now you can tell us what you really think about him. Is he really?
Yeah. Well,
Well, make sure you remove George as well.
Hey, what,
Don't you remove
Yeah, right.
my George?
well, we'll
like her.
do it like this. I have
Excuse
no
me for just
matter
a
of
second.
fact. Jeremy and George lived in my town for a while before I even knew they lived here. So that's how quietly things were happening around here. I met them through. They stopped at a yard sale. Jeremy did as a treasure hunter and bought a picture from my granddaughter that ended up. They auctioned her 25-cent drawing that he bought for $7 for online, and in the process, that's how I met Jeremy and George on a personal basis. And since then, they've been invited to my place. I've been invited to their place. I've been watching this whole thing, so I could probably recite all these court cases from all these channels over and over and over. I know them in my sleep.
My mother died, ma'am. What
Oh,
proof do you have that your mother
please.
died?
My mother did not die.
Please. Yeah, that's.
So you received an email from Lynette, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, it was kind of crazy. My administrative assistants were in the office, and they called me. They said, this, we don't know how to put this politely, but some crazy lady from Florida's called here like 6 times. And they wanted to send an email, and they kept accusing my admin of not giving them the proper email. So finally, they sent our administrative email to there, and then they sent the email back telling us what a bad guy Jeremy was, and of course had the video. And she threatened that if we didn't basically give her the email, she was going to contact our local television station. And yeah, it was.
What did she want?
We got a kick out of it.
What did she want? She's like, okay, I'm gonna do all this stuff unless.
Well,
Or-
I don't know what she was trying to prove, and we think maybe that Jeremy has other friends that is the mayor, and originally he was on another video, and we think that maybe she crossed up the people thinking that maybe I was that person, but she got to find out who that person was after she sent the email to us. Because I contacted Jeremy. I said, hey, we got an interesting email today.
I need something to pull these out.
Yeah, I was like, Lynette. He's like,
Yes,
yep.
Yep.
So you had known about this situation prior to the email.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I knew exactly what it was. It just crazy that it had touched here. I had started following it more before this because of the whole water deal and being the mayor here, things like that. That's kind of crazy. You're going to charge somebody twice as much for water as anybody else. And I mean, we live in a village of 600 people here. So everybody pretty much knows everybody here, but I have nothing close to what they're going through here.
Yeah, now I've seen some crazy towns. A township that I used to live in was kind of like that, where there were factions and there were parts that wanted the town to essentially die. There were factions that wanted the town to develop a little bit so it could still stay alive. We had the added thing that there was always income because there was a garbage dump that provided like $10 million a year in just general operating budget. So they would never want for money. And so they could basically not develop anything and still have all the services. So but there were like factions in that town and people got heated in arguments. There was lawsuits that may or may not have involved me regarding like people being fired for recall campaigns or not supporting recall campaigns. So these smaller, literally, you're just handling a budget and you're just making sure, you know, the roads get fixed and the fire trucks operate. That's all you're really doing. That's it. But it was like this big power trip for people.
Well, it's not a power trip. I mean, my whole $300 a month salary here is just, you know, all about the power I can generate. The crazy part is we do have factions here. We live in the middle of the national park here. We are in the middle of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. So over 50% of our village is owned by the national park, which pays us no taxes for police and nothing towards police, fire, roads.
What?
I'll be down there visiting you guys this summer. My wife and I's plan is to visit every national park, and that is the closest one to us. So I will be there this summer.
Well, look me up. You know, we
Go see the mayor.
We got the train will be shut down for 2 months because they're upgrading because of all the train incidents. So they're putting all new. The tracks are owned by the national park, but they got grants now because of the accidents to put safety equipment on all their trains for down here. So they've shut them down for 2 months. But we, you know, when you lived here your whole life, sometimes I wonder what is so special about all of these trees.
I can tell you they protect me, and nobody, I mean, most of the residents, even in our village, don't have any clue that where we are or there is a house that even exists back here, which you know and I know, and I like that a lot.
That's awesome. Mayor Dan, you have a lot of fans in the chat. I haven't pulled them up on screen because I didn't want to cut your beautiful face off, but several people are saying, hello, Mayor Dan. Yeah, you could put me on the bottom left so you can cut me off and I could pull people. There you go.
There we go. That's
there
better.
we go. Much better.
Well, they see me. I pop up all the time, and you know, I let it be known that I'm trying to keep track of what's going on, Jeremy and George, and you know, I'm not a lawyer or anything else, but you know, I deal with my own police department, and I've been involved in. One other time, I was a township trustee for 16 years of my younger years, and the politics are something I'm used to. But you know, in a town that big, for them to do that just, you know, everybody knows everybody. It's a crazy. There had to be more people down there that knew what was going on before Jeremy and George stepped up and said, "It's enough." I mean. So
now, Dan, you actually invited us to come to the town hall meetings and film them. And what did we tell you?
You told me you don't want anything to do with it.
We said Hales no.
Yeah, hey, and if you'd see with the new 2 councilmen I have, I'd say no. My last meeting my average meeting's 40 minutes. Last 2 have been 2 hours.
Wow.
My new 2 councilmen are making my life.
These aren't really.
Are you still wait, hang on. There we go. Diane. See, I could get the names when I have it up on screen.
I do. I just messed you up, David.
That's okay. I caught it quick enough. Diane, are you still building your Lego set?
I'm building a new one. I finished that one. So then
Diane's not her name. Diane's not.
Yeah, Deanna, show us. Deanna, let's see what.
Wait, hang on. There you go.
Oh, it's so cute.
Like a pet
Is it
shop.
Mike?
Mike
Deanna. Jeez.
Yes.
Well, I was
Deanna.
trying to catch it
Right,
quick
Mikey.
before
Deanna.
Wendy pulled it.
That one.
Deanna.
Do you have any
God.
Deanna?
Gianna. Do you have any gray
Response.
I have an excuse. I'm horrible with names. All right, so Mayor Dan, what
He
Lego
really
are you
is.
building?
I have not built today. My daughter just posted her Disney one. She just online. So
Nice.
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 I have some
Yeah.
great kids that probably would have a few
There's a
Star
little-
Wars.
There's Jeremy and George with Lynette and her turtle.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, she even has braided hair. I just noticed that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got the
David
pigtails.
likes accuracy.
We
Yeah.
call that deposition hair.
There you go.
I probably should start doing that. I've spent so much time following this thing through across all the channels.
I'll order the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
There you go.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, we're already preparing. They're already preparing for we're preparing for the halfway to Halloween events now.
Oh man, that's cool.
Hey, yeah,
Nice.
I did get a nice gift that was found in it as a treasure. I got a nice wooden coffin,
Nice.
right?
Oh,
Compliments
that's
of
right. The
Jeremy
last time I
George.
saw you, I brought you the coffin.
Yeah, you brought me the coffin, and I got a nice gas mask.
Oh, that's right, the gas mask.
Like a full size coffin, like a real coffin.
No,
Oh,
but I do have my other one of my cars is a hearse with a full size coffin in it.
Oh my God.
Nice.
I like you more and more, Dan. We're gonna be good buddies.
You have pictures of the hearse, Dan. It's so cool in person.
And remember
I'll be
what I
right back,
texted
guys.
you, Dan?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, I need to put it on my shopping list, man.
I
I
didn't
think
buy
I
it.
put
Somebody
some-
else did.
I think
somebody else did?
I put some surprises in the coffin for you, didn't I?
I did get them.
That's a scary sentence to say on the internet. One of your Hales family members who's been over here a lot, and I have a feeling is going to stick around over here for a while. Double Dog Cody. He's been presenting quite a few interesting.
That's
Where'd it go?
It's on your.
that's
Something's on your.
No, it's in the
Sounds
background.
like a
Oh,
meme
wait.
alert.
How did that
How
work?
do I?
This one.
Full screen?
Nope.
What
remember.
Oh, I messed it up. I messed it all
Yeah,
up.
it's not letting me do anything to it, so I don't know what happened.
It was something dog.
That's what he said. Devil dog.
I'm
So, Mayor Dan, we haven't had to sue the village, and the village hasn't had to sue us yet, right?
No.
You've never told me to sue you,
I don't want to.
like Russ the Sus did. As a matter of fact, we've never had unpleasant words whatsoever, have we?
No, man. No, the closest I come is to get you to relax, so I can keep you out of jail.
Yeah. So,
I can relate there.
Chat.
Lynette had posted some things, and I went to talk to Mayor Dan and Chief Nagy, and they had to calm me down and say, "Hey, it's not worth going to jail."
Oh, this is the one I gave you. So
If you
Oh,
There we
yeah, there we go.
There we
if
go.
you have a question, please put a red question mark before your question so I can differentiate between normal chat and questions to the panelists. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, read that, Valhalla.
Where her favorite pet judge falls, Lynette will soon find herself sporting a new wardrobe. Luckily for her, she is used to shitting where she sleeps.
No, he
Spicy.
didn't.
Spicy, y'all.
I am on. Wait, hang on.
Is that one? That one.
There we go. I am on my third beer now, Valhalla. This is my third beer. For anyone who
Dave's
knows,
almost gone.
I usually don't make it past the first one.
Dave is a lightweight, y'all. My 130-pound wife can outdrink Dave any day of the week.
Any day.
Any day.
My
So,
13-year-old.
what the Hales? What is the future plan for your channel? What's
Nothing I say she can drink.
beyond this shenanigans? What can we expect to see from your channel going forward?
Well, I don't think you'll ever see a lawsuit with Mayor Dan in it. So So, you know,
Thank you.
I don't think we'll ever see a town hall meeting with Mayor Dan in it.
I hope.
Um,
No, I got my local news that comes to see me all the time.
yeah, you do. There's no doubt the local news does like to highlight you a lot.
We recently hit the milestone of hitting 700,000 subscribers.
That's awesome, y'all.
Can't wait for 1 million.
Do
And
you get one of those placards
one.
for each 100,000 you get? So should you have like 7 of those? This little YouTube
You
placard.
could.
no,
I
you
don't-
just get one.
we
The one at
actually
100.
hold on a
It's
second. Our
like-
fans make us plaques,
Ooh.
but YouTube.
But
Looks
that's so
like
cool.
that.
Is that the silver play button?
Yeah, that's the silver right there.
Nice. That'd be a cool thing to have,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
I think
Oh,
so.
The peacocks are doing great. No eggs yet. I checked today.
Outstanding.
Ooh, check it out. Tube Town.
Nice.
Love
Nice.
it. Love it.
Oh, I've totally forgot, y'all. Why don't you have goats yet,
Because George won't let me.
George? Why doesn't the man have goats?
Jeremy said he wanted pygmy goats, and I said they're cute and I love them from afar, but I'm not ready to have pygmy goats of my own.
I
I
have
would-
the goat shed ready.
Can I make a suggestion? And don't get pygmy goats. Get Nubian goats.
Nubian.
They're what I have, right? They're my goats. This that's the old image. Anyway, they're a large breed. They're a dual purpose. They're great dairy goats. They have the highest butter fat of all the
Here.
goat breeds. And I haven't had to mow my grass in like 3 years.
Oh, should
Throwing
we
that out
please
there.
get some goats?
I don't want to milk goats in Valhalla.
We got a lot of grass.
So
telling you, get some llamas.
because we travel between Florida and Ohio, I just didn't think it was fair to get goats.
If you have enough grazing area for them, they'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah,
So
we have-
Valhalla's been trying to get you guys to 1 million subscribers on his streams. And I saw in his chat the other
Well
day.
on my way
somebody-
with my 2,000 subscribers. So I'm pushing
You
hard,
know
y'all.
what? Best 2,000 subscribers on the planet. I
agree
saw
with that.
some of the Hale people saying in there that they didn't want that you said if you got to 1 million subscribers you'd quit YouTube. Is that true?
We would retire, yeah.
At
Oh,
a
you would
million?
retire. Okay, different, but yeah.
Retire
So
like
then-
Dave retired or like
Well,
actually
so-
retired?
Right, that's my next question.
We want to
Like
be like
legit?
Dave.
So
Wait,
I have this dream of being an Uber driver. And
Everyone
Mayor Dan's already laughing at me.
I just see a brand new channel coming, you know,
And
with
the channel is Uber driving. And since it's Ohio is a one-party consent state. So I can film all of my passengers and I want to play games and give
Oh,
them
I did
prizes,
hear you talking about this actually. Yeah.
oh, that could be fun actually.
like a
I
cash
remember
cab,
that?
but
like
Yeah,
cash
like cash cab. Yeah.
But it'd be real Uber drivers completely totally shocked and don't even and you're inside and boom and so I have that dream that I think would be fun and
and Jeremy's
Nice.
giving free rides to anybody that brings a turtle.
then blessing
Anybody
people.
that saves a turtle.
Everyone's asking about Pepper, by the way. I've seen this is like the
a lot
third
of
chat
those
now about Pepper. Who's Pepper?
Pepper is my
Oh, it's
YouTube
Pebbles. Pebbles.
Oh, okay.
Pebbles. I'm sorry.
Pebbles.
So
Did I read that wrong? I
Pepper
did.
No, people
Pepper
said
It
is-
is. It's Pebble.
amazing.
It's Pepper.
It's Pepper.
He won't remember anyway. It doesn't matter.
Lynette, remembering court, Lynette said they even say Pebbles is smarter than me.
Yeah, she can't even
Well,
Oh, that's your girl's baby, right? They were calling it Baby George for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay,
aw, hi, baby.
Yeah, that's baby George.
that's cute.
Cute.
She looks just like her Faja.
Oh my goodness, does she ever?
So you're gonna get to 1 million subscribers and then you're gonna stop with the Hales, or are you just
Why
gonna
do
retire
people are
from the,
mad? They're like, don't let them get to 1 million. We don't want to lose them.
or you're just gonna like retire from the storage unit thing and just do the YouTube?
I don't know. We keep, the storage unit thing. George and I keep saying, it's a lot of work. I mean, what you see in a 30-minute video, it could be a week's worth of work. And so it hurts the body, and we're not getting any younger at all. So I love treasure hunting, and I keep saying I'm done with storage units, and then I keep going back and buying more storage units. And it's the treasure hunt, and I don't know. I mean,
exhausting to me, by the way. I'm just going to say that. Like the idea of auctioning first and then having to go through it all and then having to categorize it, take pictures and sell it just sounds exhausting.
Mind you, this man's building a sailboat in his garage. Talking about exhausting.
That sounds exhausting.
That sounds extremely
building a
exhausting.
sailboat in their garage.
Who you, David?
David.
I am.
David.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the second
You
one.
are
I think
my
he's
hero.
right?
David.
Jason's
Jason.
Jason's yeah, Jason's building, yeah.
David, show them your tape. Are you near the table? You could show them the table.
Yeah, I'm on it. Oh, it's just this is nothing. This is
Move your
just a
stuff
little.
so you
It's
can
not
show them.
nothing. It's amazing.
Look at that.
This is
It's
my
Yeah.
dining room table. It's just a
It's a live
It's a-
resin pour.
Live
yeah,
resin.
that's resin pour.
Yeah.
The legs are very intricate. It's a very detailed
It's
table.
gorgeous.
And it's
And
Yeah,
you
I
built
can't
the
show the
shelf
legs right
behind
now.
them.
The
You're not
Yeah,
wearing
I'll
pants,
have
are
to
you?
no, I'm not.
That
I'm
a
not
boy.
showing the
That
legs.
a
I think
boy.
she's everywhere.
Where's the prosecco?
So
Mayor
No,
Dan,
I
what
just
do you
broke out
drink?
another beer instead.
Oh, you did. What's Mayor Dan drinking tonight?
something green.
Speaking of drinking,
Green
here's a
beer?
place,
I should be drinking some green beer.
You
but
should be.
The first Uber ride is going to be in Mayor Dan's
with the arms
purse.
right
There we go.
here. And there's arms in here.
Deck it out with
With
cameras and lights and
another
music.
body
I like
top
it,
of the
man.
body.
I
No,
like it.
It does have undercarriage lights on it. It does have air ride. And,
What color are the undercarriage
Oh,
lights?
there's the
red.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I dressed up in costume and took some really neat pictures in the dark with a skull mask and dark tails and yeah.
Dan, we're buddies. You just don't know it yet. We're buddies now.
My normal character
I feel like that's your people, Valhalla.
at my I'm a character called Carl the Custodian. I have like pencils and objects, scissors stuck in my face because I work in a schoolhouse. So the children and the teachers aren't very nice to the custodian there. So
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Donna, I'm
Oh.
okay, but thank you for your generosity.
Thank you.
Is it officially St. Patrick's Day today?
uh,
It's after
On
midnight.
the East Coast, it is.
12:03 here.
Yep.
Yep, that's where it is here.
Yeah.
The only one not on the East Coast is Wendy.
Ah.
Gross.
Gross. I
Gross.
live in paradise, baby.
Uh-huh.
It's like 7 p.m. where she's at right now.
It's 8:03 or 9:03. Thank you very much. It's past my bedtime. It really
Sorry,
is.
George. I mute you when you guys are like rustling with the bags and stuff and
Oh.
chit-chatting. So if you see like it's muted on your end and you wanted to talk, you could probably unmute it. But
Erin
Yeah, you just
Olivia's
click the
talking
button.
about her green nails. Look, I got mine greenish.
Nice. What was the weather like in California today?
Oh my god, I got sunburned today. It was so hot. I was outside and I was getting sunburned. I had to come in the house.
it's Valhalla's birthday today, by the way.
Always Valhalla's birthday. It was gorgeous. I want to say it was
birthday.
in the high 60s, or low
It's a-
70s, maybe.
Huh?
Gorgeous.
But it's not.
Hey, Jerry, we got windburn here.
Happy unbirthday. It's
Yes, it was cold
I
and
got down
windy today.
threes, I see.
Ooh.
Yeah, the wind here was pretty. Yeah, it blew
Oh,
pretty.
devil dog.
right.
Oh, we got that yesterday.
Trash cans were blowing through the backyard.
It
So.
was pretty windy here a few days ago. It was like 18 miles, 18 mile.
Oh, that's not windy. Stop it.
It was so windy for us. We almost, my house almost
It's like it
blew
got down to 69 and there was
I
this
know.
breeze.
dying.
Look what you
Like,
did.
oh my.
Look
God.
what you did. Look what you did. Look what you did.
You know they do that on purpose, right?
Yeah. It's not my birthday, y'all. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. I
It was hot in
appreciate it.
Arizona today, Josie said too. It was like I legit got sunburned. Like my face is still kind of a little bit. See? A little bit.
It's not my birthday.
So this
It's
one.
not my birthday.
Happy birthday to your
Well,
son.
happy
Dad.
birthday, anyways.
Unbirthday.
Always
So I have
Valhalla.
one more question for you guys regarding Lynette. if she was to say, listen, I'm going to dismiss this whole thing, would you guys dismiss all of your stuff and just go your separate ways?
Mayor Dan, what should I do?
No.
I don't think so either.
That's my mayor. I have to respect what my mayor gives me counsel.
The mayor decided.
Listen, I've been aware of this woman for approximately 3 weeks. In my own personal opinion, so that nobody else gets sued if you come at me, crazy lady. This woman is absolutely insane. She spent an entire lifetime leeching off of other people in the system. She is not, and she will not stop ever. She will always constantly leech off of something. In my own humble opinion, this woman is she's a detriment, y'all. She's a.
How is she a 60-year-old woman with a 3-year-old child?
Because it's not her child. She adopted the child, from what I gather, and this is speculation off of rumors, from a Facebook agreement. She found some junkie that couldn't care for the child, offered to fucking provide some kind of support for said junkie, and got the child from her. I don't know what that support is. I don't know if it was a bunch of drugs. I don't know if it's a, hey, this is your get out of having a kid card. I don't know what it was, but it's something not healthy for the child at all.
Hey, that kind of sums it up.
He pretty much has it down.
Do we know if she has any other children?
She's had 8 other children between biological and stepchildren.
Yes.
And they all fucking hate her. Most of
8?
them are coming out on YouTube telling stories of her horrendous abuse. Some of them have had restraining orders against her. This is not a woman that is a rational human being. This is a woman that does what she wants because she can get away with it, because she's so vile that nobody wants to deal with her.
Jeremy, is it your birthday coming up?
My birthday is March 30th, so we've got a few days.
Couple days. Happy birthday, Jeremy.
You're gonna get a Ghostbusters Lego for your birthday, aren't you?
Well, now that we've brought it
Ecto
up,
1.
I do love the Ecto 1. Now that it's been brought up, I have no doubt there's somebody. The fans
I've seen it in chat already,
and so generous. Like it's just astounding to me. It really is. It's astounding.
To expand on that, I was on Megan Fox's stream, right? Because I don't have like bulk Lego.
By the way, let's give a call out to Megan Fox because she was in chat earlier and I completely missed it. So
I didn't see her either.
She said she was going to sleep but listening to us while she slept. So
Megan Fox, heart your mom.
Can't wait to meet you next weekend.
I was on her stream and I was attempting to build the RV, right? The 5-trailer or the 5-wheel.
Yeah.
And I don't have bulk Lego sets, right? Like I don't have bulk Lego anywhere. It's all just sets that are still together. So like it's garbage, right? It's garbage. It's multicolored. It's not complete because I don't have enough Lego to do it. But
Looks
here's
just
the
like it.
It looks just like it. It's got, reflectors, the ladder on the back, dual axles, little trailer hitch in the front.
Looks like something Lynette would live in.
And cords everywhere. Look at all the cords. We got cords for days, y'all. The TV, the table, cords everywhere.
Actually, that's probably nicer than Lynette's, right, Jeremy?
Mayor Dan, you're not a nice person.
You are not a nice mayor.
That's why I like him, y'all. That's why I like him.
I just added Deanna and myself.
Nice.
No, hang on here. There we go.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, you are so cute together. I love it.
I like it.
Nice.
There's Jeremy.
With
That's
his
awesome.
sword.
So
With
cute.
the sword.
Yeah.
With the sword,
And
yes.
an axe.
Is that a 2-inch sword?
Yep.
Well, hang on. Oh,
2
now it's
inches
screwed up.
wide.
There's a paddle.
There we go.
that goes
What'd you do?
here.
Do you miss Crazy Days in Crew?
Fruit.
Yes, Jamie.
Days
in
Yes.
Crew.
So
What's up,
when we
Days
had our-
for you?
when we had our half mil time to grow, we had our meet and greet. These guys came from all over the place and they booked out all the hotels. And one of them was Days Inn, and those people partied that place up. And
One of the channels went live. when we were out to eat, and then they crashed our dinner.
Oh,
Nice.
You know, I wanted to say there was a part of the hearing where Lynette played a video of yours claiming that you guys were threatening to shoot her, and then played the video,
the music.
but it was a song. And I just want to say, you know, for the years that I've been practicing law and watching trials and streaming trials and things like that, you and Young Thug are the only ones where I believe song lyrics have been used against you in like a quasi-criminal case. So you're on par with Young Thug. I just wanted to put that out there.
Ooh.
Well, you know where that comment came from, right?
Which comment?
No.
The AK-47.
No.
So John Cook had posted that the only reason why Jeremy and I went to Egypt was so that I could recruit my radical Muslim family, and we were going to turn the Ark into a Muslim mosque.
Oh, you
That
go
seems
with your bad self.
All right.
I believe that. I believe that now. That's what you guys are gonna...
And so he was insinuating that my family were terrorists, but we're not Muslim, we're Christian. And so that's where it came from, that we were going to get it. That's where Jeremy came up with it, where he was going to do it to protect our property because these people are insane.
Speaking of
Insane.
the international Indian restaurant in wherever hitman crew of 8.
So I'm going to stop you right there.
What?
I'm going to stop you there, and I'm going to say that that subject right now, based under the investigation going on, is completely off.
Okay, no problem. That was the last video that I watched, and I was like, oh my God. All right, we'll leave that alone for now. There's just so much shenanigans and craziness going on with this whole thing.
Now, ask Dan. Is there any craziness or shenanigans in our little village with us?
No, if we were in Otter Creek, if I was in Otter Creek, I'd already known you were sitting in your at Hales headquarters. But I had to watch a video to see your office in the background.
Nice.
So we've been here 2
Hey, you know
years
what?
now.
Hey, Jeremy, I'm disappointed in my police department didn't notify me you were in town.
Well, you know what? I passed one of them. I passed one of the guys 2 or 3 times today going back and forth to Walmart. And I made sure I stopped at that stop sign because I didn't want to get a ticket like George does.
George doesn't stop at stop signs.
Hey, Jeremy, or on your street, you
Allegedly.
Ticket either, did you? You know, right down the street from your house is where about 75% of them photo enforcement tickets are.
Yeah, no kidding. They come speeding down.
That one goes there.
Hey,
There.
it never hurts, as I tell them. If you quit speeding, you'll put me out of business. So I won't need to collect
No tickets if you don't speed.
Hey, we don't need tickets for tax revenue, gentlemen.
You are not a nice person.
There it is.
You're welcome.
I have so many clips, not just of her, that I was gonna put up for today, and I just wasn't able to get to that one. But I'm happy I have that one now on my StreamYard.
You're welcome.
I'll
buddy.
just keep using it.
So I will. Most of the time I'm joking. I think you guys get that, and that I love humor and I love goofing around. But as you asked that question, you said all this craziness. I can't tell you how good it feels to be in a community with a mayor like Mayor Dan, who actually cares, reaches out to me and says, "Hey, do we need extra patrol around your place?" Is very supportive. The police department is very supportive. They do their jobs. They do their jobs well. They take care of their residents. They take care of the people. I can't tell you the amount of weight that's off my shoulders just coming home. But I should be saying that about Florida too, because Florida is my home. And the people in that community, some of them don't want it to be our home, and others of them embrace it and want us to never leave. And all I want is peace. Now, sometimes to get to that point, I mean, we could talk about remodeling projects. We're remodeling the schoolhouse right now that the ladies are in. We have to tear things apart before we can put it back together and make it pretty. And so we're exposing what was already there. We're exposing what followed us there, and it is being teared apart so that the community and the people can be all put back together and it can be pretty and we can have peace. But I got to say, I'm very thankful to be coming home up north to know that my mayor is supportive, the police department is supportive, and they're willing to take extra measures to actually make sure we're protected because they see all the threats that have been online. And so that's very, very comforting for me. So in all seriousness, I want to give accolades to our mayor and our police department up north and wish that I could take them down south with us as well.
Would you be willing to move out of Otter Creek?
So we did look at another piece of property that was outside of Otter Creek that had no boundaries where any neighbor could ever move next to us, and we were looking at that for living there, and then not selling our properties in Otter Creek. We're not going to sell the properties, but living there for safety and protection away from Otter Creek, but then still coming every day to work in Otter Creek. But so when you ask moving out, yes, but selling and leaving, no.
Well, let me know what the address is, and I'll buy the place across the street. On the other, I'm gonna start breeding turtles. It'll be awesome.
We
It'll be awesome.
At this point, with everything going on, we can't. It wasn't feasible. Myself, George, Deanna, we went out and looked at it, and it wasn't feasible. And it's even less feasible now, not knowing where in the world this is headed, the expenses.
Who is Shara Michelle? Am I saying it right, Michelle?
No, to say it right, you would pronounce it. Follow with me. You would say "shart," and that's how
Shart.
Megan Fox would
rip her to sharts.
Yes,
but that's
who is that?
It's just another grifter trying to get famous off of what the Hales name.
Okay.
I will say that I've gotten more interesting messages from people since I've started talking about you guys than I've ever experienced in my YouTube career. You guys
are messages.
Listen, I've gotten.
He's like, "Yep, me too."
I've gotten $50 super chats with messages such as, "If you want to know the truth about the Hales, contact me." And I'm like, I appreciate you, but I'm not going to contact you. Right?
Wait, send me a $50 super chat. I
right?
need legal fees, and I will call you and tell me all about the Hales, please.
I appreciate it.
Well, I will say I am all about getting the complete story and both sides of the story. So I actually reached out to Lynette about you
understand you just incriminated me.
Not on your behalf.
Just for an interview.
You knew nothing. You knew nothing about it. It wasn't on your behalf or
make sure as lawyers you are stating that.
No. It has nothing to do with this.
That was a completely different aspect of my and MLS's intrigue on this matter. It had nothing to do with you. You did not in any way, shape, or form know about it, promote it, or encourage it.
No, and anyone who knows my channel or watches me at all knows that I try to get all sides of the stories. But I just wanted to be able to talk to everyone on all sides, and I say that because I do see a lot of people in the chat that are, talking bad or trying to troll. Listen, I'm here. I wanted to do an interview because the reason why I watched 3 years worth of YouTube videos in a week is because I'm curious about the story behind this, not necessarily just the judge is crazy. The whole court proceeding is insane. But for me, I need the context behind it. And so I like to have as much information as possible. And that's why I'm very glad that you guys agreed to join us here on this Lego stream and answer some of our questions as much as you can. But that's all. But you were not aware of any sort of contact that I was doing.
None. whatsoever.
whatsoever. I didn't even find
no.
out about it until about an hour before the stream started.
Okay.
So
But no, I appreciate you guys coming on, and I want to. It was weird watching your videos in like a week. First of all, you talk very slow compared to how I was watching them, at double speed just to get through them all. And but I got like an Aaron Brockovich kind of vibe. Like these are people that came in wanting to do their thing, and set up some support for the community, and then just uncovered a ton of stuff going on with the town, and that was a bigger story to me. I like that story better than the whole
Lynette.
whatever her name is. Lynette, thank you.
Letitia,
Lynette thing.
He almost
Because I think that's a more whatever her
Letitia
name is.
Stock is what he's thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
He just
Whatever her
added
name
one
is.
more.
It doesn't matter.
He just
It
added
doesn't
one
matter.
more to her 39 aliases.
Oh,
She's
right.
Letitia now.
The more important story that I saw with your whole thing in Otter Creek is how you were able to help that community at one point rid themselves of this corrupt local government and really help turn it around. Now, I understand it's kind of gone back a little bit, but I think you need to be, I don't know, praised for that. And you didn't move there looking to help the community in that way or fix the community. You said earlier that you didn't know anything was going on at the time. But just the fact that you were there and you were willing to stand up to Mary, who, by the way, what happened to her criminal charge, by the way? I don't know if that was ever answered in one of the
It was
videos. Maybe it
dropped.
was. Okay. Yeah, I figured it was probably going to be resolved in some way other than her going to prison. But standing up to her, standing up to Russ, standing up to these people, and giving other people in the community the courage to run for office and appoint a new mayor and do things like that. I think that's the more important story to me, just in watching the last 3 years of your videos.
Well, and
So-
I see a lot of similarities, right, with what you're doing in Otter Creek, right? The exposing the corruption and teaching, basically teaching / showing the community that there's a better option, right? There is a way to stand up for yourselves and to replace these government actors that are obviously malicious or lazy or whatever the hell word you want to input for their corruption. And I think that that's something that Dave and I have done on YouTube for a little bit, right? I'm not saying like we're connected or anything like that, but Dave and I tend to team up when we do a lot of like Stolen Valor streams and stuff like that, right? So it's I can add on to MLS and say that I think what you're doing down there is a good thing. It needs to be done, and the rest of the world needs to see it so that they know how to do it too. You know what I mean? We need to get rid of these elite corrupt officials that are just piggybacking off of the rest of us, and it needs to stop, y'all. It needs to stop.
I just I know you're getting a lot of attention now from LawTube and everything like that regarding the ridiculousness that is that judge and that whole proceeding. But I found the story of the town so much more compelling, and I just want to praise you guys for the work that you guys have done down there. And when you see the whole community come together for the Christmas party or for the dollar sales and for all those things that you've done, it's really cool.
And that's what we're really about. And I think, true followers and fans of What the Hales, which we don't even deserve to have fans. I still to this day can't figure out why anybody watches, but they know what we want to do is to help people and to help communities. And it's unfortunate that that we've had to expose things, because I think we all want to think that, our governments and our councils, they have our best interest at heart. But the reality is sometimes they don't. And we didn't, it's not something we wanted. We were thrusted into it by other people's actions, but it's also something that we can't run away from, because if you don't step up, who's going to? So that's, and we don't ever want to be in that position again, Mayor Dan. So
Well, hey, I
Understand.
warned, watch out. Jeremy's got a camera, so I got to behave.
You know what's interesting is so doing this whole YouTube thing. I have a friend of mine who his brother has an alcohol problem and a bunch of other issues, but he
my
went
brother?
in. Yeah, he went into the local party store that like delivers to his brother alcohol, and he was like, "Hey, will you just like stop delivering?" And at first he thought it was illegal to deliver alcohol that way, and apparently it's not. They amended the law.
No, there's a whole website.
And he went in there and he was like, "Hey, would you stop?" And they're like, "Yeah, no, we're not going to stop delivering it." And he's like, "What do you think my options are?" I said, "Go in there with the camera." I said, "Film it." And I said, walk in and film and say, "Hey, would you stop delivering alcohol to my alcoholic brother who has a bunch of other stuff?" But the power of the camera sometimes is really amazing. It's almost the pen these days, when they say the pen is more powerful than the sword, the camera is really powerful.
It really is. It really is.
Across all dregs of society, right? Either they're criminals doing bad things or they're cops doing bad things. If you put a camera on them, they tend to act different.
Okay.
Yeah.
They even act different when they work for you. Because, when I became the mayor, we didn't have on-car cameras and body cam.
Yeah.
I brought that up, and they're like, I said, if you don't want to, I said, do your job correctly, it's going to protect you more than it's going to protect the person wrong. So,
hell yeah.
If you're wrong, I can't back you. But if you're doing your job correctly, then we have the evidence to show that we did not do anything wrong. So, yeah, they have a place, especially with everything that goes on. We had acquisition, even as simple as parking.
On a whole bunch of people.
Oh, I didn't do that. Wait,
We got you on camera, buddy. You definitely did that.
or they'll call and say I didn't do that, and they said we just say, well, we're going to review the footage, and they just hang up. True. They just
I believe it.
We're going to review the footage. Can you give us your name and number? We'll get back with you. Click.
Larry just kind of did that to a guy, right? The other night on his stream, he I don't know the details, so I'm not going to really speak on it. But somebody came on his stream and was claiming that some things were untrue, and then by the end of the stream, it was pretty evident that they were all true.
Oh wow!
Yeah, DUI guy. He
yeah.
It was a beautiful cross examination, is what it was.
Working from home yesterday because of
Nice.
that.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I watched it today. It was amazing.
Yeah, isn't he the one that kind of brought this all to light, at least in the lawsuit community?
Yeah, Larry, as far as I know, was the first one to focus in on old Judge Dredd.
Is Larry a secret What the Hales fan and just nobody knew, or do we know how he discovered it?
I have
No,
idea.
wasn't there another channel that covered it first?
Could
Yeah,
be.
Leroy
Could be.
Truth did first.
Leroy, yeah.
Okay.
Not sure who that is.
No, I don't
But-
know either.
Either way. And then it hit Megan Fox and Tug.
And then we met
MG
Megan.
and me and Expert
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
McKinley.
And it was all just after I retired from streaming. So
Yeah.
but I'm here
Good
streaming.
timing. Good timing.
Watch so much you till this happened.
What's that?
I said I never watched YouTube till all this. It's like, okay, I want to see. Sometimes I'm the outsider looking in, seeing what the take is on what's going on. Since I watch the same video as everybody else, the judge to me is like, okay, that's
He's bad.
about the for me to be a mayor and to see what was going on in that town hall, it just made me shake my head, and then I hope that we're not looked at in that same sense. I mean, it's the same way. We actually had appointed people because we out of 600 people who it's hard to get people to run, including me, unopposed. So that's how tough it is to become the mayor here.
I'm
What happened
assuming. Go ahead.
Why?
Oh no, I was just reading the chat. Everyone wants to know about the chickens, apparently.
They're
Did
good.
you drove your chicken? Do you drive them like back and forth, winter and summer, between Florida and Ohio?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
All right.
I have chickens, and I told my wife that they drove their chickens from Ohio to Florida.
Yeah.
I wonder if they keep driving them back and forth.
The chickens do. The peacocks are up here, and then the ducks stay down there in Florida. The peacocks stay up north in Ohio, and then the chickens go back and forth.
What kind of ducks do you have?
Muscovy ducks.
Me too. What color?
Oh my gosh,
Oh
we
my
have
God,
every
you
color
got-
All the
possible.
colors.
Okay, I
Be
only
more
have
of a
green.
girl, Valhalla.
I only have green splash, so the green with the white. But that's the
We've
only color I
got
I
we've
don't
got
have
white
brown or
ones.
chocolate. I have a white one. I have a big white male that I'm pretty proud of at the moment.
We've got
The brown and white ones are the smartest ones.
The chocolate ones.
Yeah, they're the smartest ones.
We also have an alligator.
Actually, you have 3. Don't forget the children.
You have an
What?
alligator, like a
Like an
living
American
alligator that's a
alligator?
pet.
I'm obsessed
Good.
with alligators.
no, it's in the creek.
Yeah, we have gators that live in our creek on the property.
In
And,
okay, in
I
Florida.
go to Florida just to look at alligators. I'm obsessed with them. They're so-
Are you?
yes,
Oh,
like obsessed. I want to
They're-
go to the Everglades and like go on one of those things. Those they skim the
Airboat.
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 There's videos on the channel of me catching wild alligators.
Yeah.
So-
I gotta get past all the Otter Creek stuff first.
Good
To
luck.
find those.
Otter Creek's way scarier than the alligators. That's
my kids took out a bunch of life insurance on me because I'm obsessed with alligators.
smart move. Smart move.
Okay.
They're not going to hurt me.
What is
Ray Bone
this?
Crusher brought it to Larry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. How
I gotta
is that even possible?
like once I start watching Otter Creek stuff on YouTube. Now, all my recommendations are Otter Creek. Like everything associated with Otter Creek is now coming up on my recommendations.
That's the way YouTube works.
I know, right?
Oh, an algorithm.
A town of 100 is just too small to have a council. It's sadly asking 5% of the population to govern the rest. Not a big enough pool of candidates. Then Jug's crazed biasedness is a whole new level of too much power by too few people. That's the argument for small government, y'all. That's the argument for libertarian or conservatism without getting too far into the political aspect of things. That's
You know, I always say the system is fine. The system we have
The
here
system
in this
is
country is
perfect.
amazing. It's the
It's
people
perfect.
that make up the system that are the problem.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So if we get the right people in the system, then we don't have a problem. You know, we talk about corrupt bad judges, corrupt prosecutors all day long on this channel. We talk about ridiculous jury decisions or whatever. It's the people that make up the system. It's not the system itself. This is a wonderful system that we live in. Local government is a wonderful system when you have the right people in office. And the fundamental problem is that these are all elected positions. So the only one who's really at fault are the ones who aren't or are voting for the wrong people. You really need to pay attention to who you're voting at the local level. You saw this a lot with the pandemic, right? 90% of the laws that affect you on a day-to-day basis are from your local government, your cities, your counties, your states. Who gives a fuck about the federal government when 90% of the laws that are affecting you are local? Pay attention to the local government, and maybe we can make a difference. And Otter Creek is a perfect example of when people actually wanted to do the right thing, and people that were interested in doing the right thing actually stepped up and were able to make a difference. And then apparently the Florida government passed a ridiculous law, so now all of your financials are out there, and no one wants to do it now. And it's just that's a whole different thing. But the system works. You just need the right people participating.
And more importantly, you need to keep getting the right people. It's not a get the right people and then never look at it again. It's a get the right people and insist that the right people keep getting elected.
Doesn't do anything.
It's Deanna, right?
Yes.
That's it, right? I said it right. Okay, cool. You are the last still building.
No, she's on her third
I'm on my
structure.
third structure.
Oh, she's on her. She just keeps. How many sets do you have?
They bought all of the sets.
They got plenty.
Did
of
you not
sets.
see their boxes when
They
they
got
came?
plenty of sets.
This is gonna. So our longest Lego stream has been 6 hours, and that was Joe from Good Logic.
They're waiting for everyone to get done so we can.
I'm
The
done.
plan
I'm
was
done.
not to beat that. Oh, okay.
Jeremy, are you still a Browns fan? Somebody wants to know.
It's hard to be a Browns fan. I'm disappointed by the Browns a lot, but I will always be a Browns fan.
Nice.
As a Bears fan, I completely understand. And they traded Justin Fields today for a 26 sixth round pick that could potentially be a 4th round pick. Doesn't matter because we got the number 1 pick and we're getting Caleb Williams or that other quarterback that's awesome. And we just picked up Keenan Allen. Yes,
Can we
last week, this week.
Can
Oh my
we
God.
take
Bears are going to be
a
nasty.
minute to appreciate what the Detroit Lions were able to do this season?
Nope, sure can't. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Dave. Nobody cares.
They're 1 game away from the Super Bowl, everybody. They went from last to 1 game away from the Super Bowl, and they lost to the Super Bowl champs. So,
Jeremy and George and Deanna,
I'm done. Okay.
if
I'm done.
you guys would like any final words, what would they be? You're more than welcome to the floor.
Never trust a shark.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yes.
George, Deanna?
Ditto.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
I like it.
Absolutely.
And my
Mayor
new good buddy, Mayor Dan. Any departing words for the
Hollis
people?
movie.
They all want to see a picture of your hearse, Mary Dan. You got one?
Ooh.
I probably don't have one I can pull. I got them on my phone.
Oh, well, you're on your phone. You'll
not-
have to text it to Jeremy and so we can share it with everyone.
Yeah, so I'll send you one. I just think that some of the things you said about local government. I keep my fingers crossed that we can keep. I had the perfect world for 4 years. There was an election. It's not a perfect world for the mayor of Peninsula. The problem is for an example, and this is a whole different story, but our county gave us we were under watch from the EPA for polluting the river here by our local community for the past 20 years. They keep saying we're going to do something. Well, with 600 people, you can't afford to do what needed to be done. So with the COVID money, our local county gave us $7.5 million to build a sewer plant to take care of polluting the Cuyahoga River.
Damn.
And I had 10 people that tried to foil that process because they didn't like where the plant was going to be put.
So crazy.
Jeez
But-
Louise.
I'm done.
We were fortunate enough before the two
Done.
gentlemen was voted out because of the lies that were generated on paper. I was able to have a special meeting 2 days before Christmas and save the village with a $7.5 million sewer system being put in by the county. So everyone's upset that the mayor pulled a fast one, but that's one I have no problem saying that it was worth every penny. And the two councilmen that went out, I commend them that council voted 6-0 to join the sewer district and put that $7.5 million to use. So you're right, though. It sometimes keeping the right place is important. Our local government's where it's at. I agree with
She's
that. It makes it so hard. Like Florida is saying they want to know all your finances, and here it's not that way. But I ran unopposed for 2 elections, and last time we had 2 empty seats that we had to appoint people to. So You know, it's easier to sit in the audience and yell at us than to sit at the table and be yelled at, I guess is what one of the people said. But
Yeah. Don't just vote, be a part of the government, be a part of, sort of thing. And that is true, but obviously we don't have a direct democracy, right? So we have representatives, and you just got to make sure that you pay attention to the people that you're electing in those positions.
Right.
Go to the town council meetings, go to your township meetings or your city council meetings, and listen to what they're saying. Mine are streamed on YouTube now, so I can actually go, and we can actually do online comments during the public comment section. So participate. You can participate from your couch in your pajamas. So participate as much as you can.
yeah, well, you're right. Well, we have at least all our meetings are all recorded, and they're all posted the following day. So even if you're not in attendance, you can hear.
Ours are live. I can pull them up live,
Well,
and you can chat in the comments, and they'll read them.
We've just not chose to go that far yet, and I'm not. It'd be like having Jeremy sitting in my.
Jeremy, people
Sunshine is a
asking
disinfectant.
us to make sure
Hey,
that you
I wanna-
sing before we sign off.
That Jeremy and George is an asset to our community, and we love having them here. And I want to thank you guys for just having me step on. I just kind of stalk around, see what's going on, and see what kind of comments. And I have sort of a fan club. If I comment, I get a lot of attention, and my wife laughs at me. Oh man,
I like it. I like it.
Nice. Thrust into the spotlight. So, Jeremy, are you going to sing?
You know what? It's been a couple months, so the guitar is out of tune. So I don't think singing is probably going to be that great.
So is the guitar tuners?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Ah.
Tease does.
If you have nothing, DJ Radis apparently made a song.
Uh-oh.
Oh, indeed. This might get us copyrighted. I don't know.
I'm fine with it.
We can always clip it.
If he wrote it, how was that?
Well, we'll see what happens here.
More of a parody, I'm sure.
What did I do last time? That one? Nope. That one? Nope. That one? That one.
There you go.
What does he look like?
Y'all hear it?
Yeah.
Lego.
What are you doing?
Valhalla's in his room, got a passion so bright, blocks and bricks he's building every single night. Lego. He's got a vision, he's got the drive. On YouTube, he's streaming. Come along for the ride. With every click and every snap, his Lego world just grows and grows. He's living life in full Technicolor with creativity that really shows. Valhalla, let's build Lego. Stack those bricks, let your imagination flow. With every piece, you make it shine. On your channel, we're building dreams in real time.
Valhalla.
Lego.
Yeah.
Lego.
I feel like
Lego,
we need to make a
Lego.
Lego guitar now.
Lego. Valhalla's in his room, got a passion so bright, blocks and bricks he's building every single night. Lego. He's got a vision, he's got the drive. On YouTube, he's streaming. Come along for the ride. Lego. From castles tall to spaceships high, Valhalla's Lego world reaches for the sky. With every subscriber, his joy is amplified. In this blocky universe, he's found his stride. With every click and every snap, his Lego world just grows and grows. He's living life in full Technicolor with creativity that really shows. Valhalla,
Is this you actually talking?
No,
Yeah.
it's all AI. It's all AI. Piece you make
Really?
it shine. On
It
your channel,
sounds
we're
just
building
like
dreams
you.
in
That's
real
scary.
It's terrifying. Lego. It's terrifying.
That's weird. That sounds just like you.
It's terrifying. Lego.
I said on expert stream one night I didn't care if anyone AI'd me, but now I care. That's freaky.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Me no
Lego,
host.
Lego.
DJ Raditz with another hit. Y'all go check him out. He's awesome. And
Nice.
Oh God, I wasn't sure if that was him saying it.
I know.
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't know.
Is that you? Mahal,
that was
is
me.
that
That
you?
was me. That time it was
Sure?
me. Yeah.
I didn't realize the song was over.
You're gonna
With
have me
that-
on. You're gonna have me thinking in conspiracies now.
Well, there's no longer for sure video evidence anymore, right? Like it's to the point now where you can't believe anything you see or hear. For that.
Now that's for a completely different stream. We need to talk about that. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What the Hales? Jeremy, George, Deanna. I said it right.
Good job.
Mary.
Good job. I'm so
Thank
proud of
you.
Diana.
Deanna. Thank you
That's
all for joining us on
Lovely
what is this? This is number 11. Lego Law Life and Libation number
Yes.
11. Good luck with the channel. I wish you and the case. Oh my God, we're gonna probably all be following you and still talking about you guys. But I appreciate you guys coming on and
really
hanging with us, building some Legos,
Very
talking
kind.
about the insanity that is your lives right now.
It is.
And
I'm not
I hope it
jealous,
gets better.
y'all. I'm not jealous.
We do hope it gets better for you. We truly do.
Chat, thanks for being here. Y'all rock.
Pat, you're the best.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
Mods.
Mayor Dan, good to
All
meet
right,
you.
good night.
All right,
Later,
take
y'all.
care, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
What's that's all about? I'll show you mine if you show me yours. I'm like, whoa, this is not that type of stream.